Peace.
Peace, brother.
Mic check, mic check.
Loud and clear, though.
I bet.
What's up, Razor?
What's good, bro?
Oh, peace.
All right, so what up?
Chilling.
What up, Sam? What up, Hellraiser?
What's good, bro? A few things come in. Yo, Alan, what's goody? What up, Alan?
Hey, what's up, Hellraiser?
How you feeling?
Hey, slow motion, bro. You know, I'm trying to feel better. You know, keep moving on the process.
Definitely.
So,
like you got a bond over there.
Yeah, I just got finished printing one out real fast. And then this is a sample one. So, I mean, I do a lot of graphic work. So I'm printing out now. Then I'm going to get some bond paper and then put it on there. Cut everything out and put it on there. So I know what to do, you know? Sometimes the old life always come back to help you in the new life.
Yeah. When you wake up, be like, man, did I learn all this stuff for nothing? And realize you can use those old skills for new ventures.
Exactly.
Definitely.
I do it in movies, commercials. I do it all. So, you know, it's what it is. I printed it out earlier. You know, I fell asleep and shit. I almost missed this one.
Shit, I almost missed this one.
Yeah, I'm ready though.
One of them days.
Yeah, I see the material you be dropping on the actual app and everything. And I was telling my partner is that, you know, he thinking like, man, we need to do X, Y, and Z. What I was telling him, it's free to learn and push forward.
I think he's gone.
You said telling them what?
No, I was telling my partner that he was talking about, man, you know, I need to get all kinds of instructions, but what I hello? Oh.
Yeah.
Damn it. Hold Okay, Alan, see if you can unmute yourself. Oh, yeah. Now, what was you saying? I had to mute everybody.
Partner that he was talking about like some of the stuff that you be dropping in the group and the thing. And what I was trying to explain to him is that a lot of stuff that's in them groups that you're dropping, that is all like a puzzle. You know, if you learn something here, you learn something there. Like I'm gonna tell you something. I'm in the matrix. My mind is tore up because I've been watching a whole lot of stuff go down. It's really simple mathematics for real. If you just look at it, like no matter who teaches the math, but then I got a partner who want to deal with this person, deal with that person, and he still ain't found his UCC1 financing statement. I said this is the reason, because your mind is so convoluted with the nonsense. Oh, like he know you my man, so he's saying who a Hellraiser say about it. I said, well, Hellraiser just dropped a whole lot of things about the TDA account, like the 2017 video you dropped. He was like, this is not for this. It's like, this is to buy securities. I'm like, wait a fucking minute, buy securities. Then it started hitting me like, you can put all that in the trust. So he was like, man, how would you? I said, well, if anything was wrong, I said, if I say this, he would have corrected me in the beginning. But the thing is, if you just sit back and look at it objectively, it all comes to a view. It comes to a head. Everything comes together. Yeah. He put me on Gene Keaton, white dude. This dude was like the damn wizard or something. You know, he talking about 3.5 million tax credit. I told my partner, nigga, I'm trying to find how them forms now. Yeah. So he said, but I know he said 1096 and 1099 OID and 81 to deal with, far as, you know, when you file the 1099. Mm-hmm. Now, I took.
Yeah. Anybody that asks me about 1099s, I always tell them, like, I specify what I deal with, what I don't deal with, and why I don't deal with it. I don't deal with the 1099 OIDs in the fashion that everybody, well, period. And I don't deal with it because I haven't seen anybody be successfully get the money,
right?
Keep the money and keep the money and stay out of jail.
Right.
To work together, and you know, being in a position to be able to witness hundreds of people do different shit, and that's one. There's like, you know, I ain't gonna bust that move or whatever. I've seen people get the money,
right?
Millions of dollars.
Right. I bet you have. I took my thing is holding on to it. You follow me?
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's a process that's still worth, you know, looking into, because I don't know. I would think like, well, it's like we gotta think on both sides of the stick. Like, all right, okay, the few people that are actually receiving these huge refunds, I'm talking about in the millions, whatever. And you know, why would they then in return, after they cash it a year or two later, you know, here come the feds, the IRS, and everybody else trying to take the money and capture all properties obtained with the money back. So my thing is that wouldn't it make more sense if I was the IRS? Wouldn't it make more sense to put different protocols in place to prevent these checks for these amounts from going out to being issued out? Period. You know what I'm saying? It's like why are we even allowing? Shouldn't these IRS agents be fired for this? Like for issuing out $3 million checks, $4 million. I mean, they supposed to correct the problem before it even happens.
Right.
They're the ones.
Exactly.
Hell.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure I was on. This is Veronica. How you guys doing?
Peace.
Hello, Veronica.
Good.
Peace and love.
It's, so that's my thing. It seems like it's a setup in a way. Now, but for the simple fact that they are cashing it, my thing is if they're issuing out these checks and people are able to cash it, and if those IRS agents, whoever's responsible for processing that return, didn't get you know, reprimanded or get any type of violations or fired from their job, yeah. I would think that it was something that the person actually did do right as far as the filing, but to actually get the check issued. But the problem is on the back end, when they receive the check, what I'm saying is that you're not supposed to actually go take that check to the bank and cash it and get any fiat money. If anything, I think you're supposed to take that money, loan it to the bank and tell them to issue out a line of credit.
Gotcha. Right.
Hell, when you say loan it to the bank, like once you get the check and you put the check, you give the check to the bank, you just ask them for like a credit card. Is that what you mean with the line of credit?
No, I would establish either a secured savings account or a CD, and I would live off the interest.
That's hard. Yeah.
But if I was to do that, I wouldn't do it in the individual account. I would do it in the trust account.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking about too. Put in the trust, not in a regular bank account, but declare under the trust.
If you get that money to your straw man, they gonna take it every time, guaranteed. Every time, guaranteed. That straw man can't touch that money.
Right.
Alan, I just want to say, like what you were saying earlier, and I told Hell this before, I did submit some instruments back to the Department of Treasury, and I listened to Gene Keaton's process. So I did the 1099, the 1099 OID, 1096, the 1040V, the 8281, with all my presentments, and actually the 1040. I've learned since through Hell that I shouldn't have done that. But some of my presentments came back from the IRS as frivolous. And some of them I believe went through because I did get a notice saying I was going to receive a refund for 6 to 8 weeks. This is my problem. I'm wondering, what did I do wrong, or if I shouldn't have done it at all? And if a check does come, I can go ahead and do what Hell just said, or just send it back, and try to do it the right way. As much as I'm reading, I have not found the absolute correct way to do this, to discharge the instruments and then in turn get a refund back. Now, I've talked to Hell a few times, and my understanding is not to really expect a refund, to just discharge. Am I off when I say this?
Well, I say that because with that return comes liability. So
right.
if you don't have a solid plan in place to secure those funds and remove your liability from accessing those funds, I wouldn't do it. I would just break even and just all the way around the board. I don't owe them, they don't owe me. That which means my debts are paid. You know what I'm saying? I'm not responsible for the debt. All I focus on doing is correcting the contracts.
Mm-hmm.
Me and the so-called lenders.
Right.
To moving myself from being liable for the debt. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm gonna tell you. Well, that's the process that I'm gonna stay away from, because not saying it's a bad process, but that's called decipher information when you get the right information. And that's
like there's ways we can establish offshore accounts.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm gonna hit big like that, my stuff it's gonna be very hard to touch my money.
Right.
It's gonna be very hard because I'm already gonna have that set up.
Okay.
But for a fact, every time somebody get a return on 1099 process and they either tied in they use a social security number in the process,
mm-hmm.
in a state number or a foreign trust number. If they tied that social security number anyway, they go into jail for that. But then but if you didn't use a social security number, you're using a state number and a foreign trust number, depending on how you establish that foreign
right.
And a state number determines if you're going to jail, they're gonna take the money back, because it's gonna still, even though you're using that number, if you gave them the social when you establish that foreign entity, it's still tied to the straw man.
Yes.
So they're gonna come that too. So right. I don't know. It seems that the straw man, the social, can't have any type of affiliation with that filer. That's what it seems like.
Right. I'm with you. I see that. I see what you're saying with that. And that's why I didn't do it. Like, I was going to do the trust line, but it kept asking for my social, and I said, I'm not going to tie my social to that. Yeah, my partner said, "Nah, go ahead and do it." I said, "Nah, man." I said, because now I'm contracting again. Like, I'm back. You're trying to reconnect me back to a contract that I don't want to. I refuse to contract.
Yeah,
Right.
contradicting the whole point of getting it.
Exactly.
That's why we gotta call in to get those numbers.
Right. You send that back. That's why I'm gonna call in, boo. And then like I got some other paperwork here that has a whole the whole thing how it went down. And I'm like, okay, I see it. But like I said, I did the UCC1 filing in Washington already. And so I've been actually, when you see that bond there, I'll just print it out. I'm going to take the Kinko's, get it printed out, and then I'm going to start, putting everything together. But I was telling my partners that, it's a very tedious process. It's not, I like tedious shit. I'm going to be right. I can sit here all damn day because, I make movies. I make commercials. So I can sit all day long and mess with this.
Right. That's tedious as hell. You know what? Now looking back, actually the processes are actually straightforward and simple after you've gone through them. After you're going through, because when you're doing stuff like this, I'm the type of person that I'll keep on overlooking or keep on like reevaluating, making sure like I'm real picky at every little thing. I sit and look at a document for 3 weeks. Just look at it. Just make sure I'm not missing nothing, making sure I'm seeing inside the box, outside the box. And because I don't like going back redoing stuff. I like when I shoot, I like to score, and or if I miss, I like to know why I missed. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, I talked to a sister. She was out here where I'm at. She's like, she has been trying stuff, and none successfully happened. And like I was telling my man is that you can't get discouraged from that. It's just like everybody gonna hit and miss. It's the way you present your paper. I told him, if you get right in the beginning, you won't have to be wrong in the end. In the beginning, you need to set your stuff up right. And like I told him, he was like, oh, well, I'm tired of this to a lot of people because every time you listen to somebody, it's always saying, like a dude sent me a thing about the birth certificate. Guy was talking, oh, I said, this dude, and I told him, I said, man, this dude's a damn dummy. But he's a troll, though. I know he's planted there to be a dummy. You know what I mean?
So, Alan, did you get most of your teaching, your learning from Hale? Like, how did you know? Because I started studying in May. So, I'm putting in about 4 to 5 hours a day of studying, trying to understand this stuff, right? So, when you filed your UCC1, did you do exactly? Did Hale tell you to do it, or how did you?
Well, this is what it is. I have a very diverse background, so I've knew about all the UCC1, but I followed his instructions to the letter to file in Washington State. But I've been studying this for many, many years because my background was in federal prison for like 12 years.
Okay. So
studying the UCC1, you can't, in prison, you study it, and then after that, you can't really see that manifest. So therefore, let me sit back off this. I don't know if it's not. So when I came home, I started to pick back up again. And then I heard a lot of people, when I heard Hale raise, this dude I want to listen to. It takes a lot for me to listen to a person if you ain't got the right talk when you're talking. So I've been studying for a long time. It's just recently I've been going back and forth.
Okay, so you did get your UCC1, you got accepted and everything?
Yes.
Okay, all right. And then how did you go? Are you doing it exactly to the letter like Hale, or like what are you doing with your presentments? Are you discharging after the UCC1 filing, or have you been discharging already?
No, I haven't discharged anything yet because the simple fact is I want to be a creditor. I don't want to be just a secure party. I want to be a full creditor. So therefore, I want to be a perfect standing. So when I do what I do, there's no backlash saying, well, you can't do it, because I have a partner of mine, who did a GSA bond and tried to discharge some debt, but because he wasn't in the proper status, they were taxing him. So
they did what?
Filed my paperwork to the Justice Department. There's nothing called Enterprise, Puerto Rico, and then the State Department here in Pennsylvania, because Pennsylvania is just one state. So once I do that, then the green cards come in, then to start processing some things, start writing things off, or discharge that, setting things off.
Right. Okay.
Say, what happened with your guy with the GSA?
Well, what he did, he had child support. So he wasn't secured party credit, but he was taking the bond down and giving it to the people. And then he was asking for them back. What I told him was they already monetized that. He said, well, I need to know, because you're not in the proper status. They're not going to tell you anything. That's just like me fighting a boxer. I got him in the corner, bang, 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 banging down. And it's for the world championship. I'm just going to stop and say, oh, come out the corner for a while. They're not going to tell you anything. So until you understand what's going on, you got to become a secure party creditor. And then he was like, well, I listed the Hellraiser and I listed this person. I said, this is the problem. Yeah, everybody's listening to all these different people, but not paying attention to the process.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's where we differ at. And that's what I'm trying to tell him is like, look, whatever y'all do, you can do, but I know what I'm gonna do.
Right. Right.
They be missing when you especially in the beginning when you entertaining all these people and processes is like that, and a lot of these people don't even be doing the stuff they self anyway. So it's like you listen to just he say she say, and based on their perspective on it, which is fine, but you gotta understand that's their perspective.
Right.
Like it's just like if you miss a small detail over some stuff, you can do a process and be like, and it don't work, and you think it's the process, but it wasn't the process. It's just like you say you got GSA forms. It's a public side and a private side GSA forms.
Right.
So I haven't heard none of the people that who matter of fact, I'm sorry, I take that back. The only person that I've heard actually teach that was Patrick Devine.
Right.
So Patrick is who I got my understanding from with the GSAs and all the other stuff. But it took me a minute because I was involved in all this other stuff. It's just clicking to me like with these GSAs based on recent results we having with these GSAs, and come to find out is that the reason why a lot of these people that weren't successful with the GSA bonds is hold on one second, is that they were using the GSA contract bonds that's made for the corporations, which is the Form 25, the Form 25A, and blase blah. They supposed to be using the ones on the private side, which is the 1414, 1416, 1418, SF30s. Those and it's funny when you print these both of these documents out and you look at them, they the exact same documents, except the form number.
Exactly.
So and then on the private side, I think the SF doesn't have an OMB number either, because we are the contract controllers. You know, so that being said, it makes sense why the guy Tim Turner, when he used, if any of you guys got his templates, what he tried to use to get out of jail, his process was what makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But the form he was using was on the wrong side.
Exactly. Got you. Right.
And also, it was tied to the birth certificate, which I don't know. Maybe if you're using the birth certificate as the surety, you should use that side. I don't know. But on this side, we're trying to limit ourselves from using that instrument that we didn't create because it comes with liability based on the contract. But so that being said, is I have results from a GSA filing on a particular case that we use the performance bond, the bond, and the payment bond. And hold on, I can read what it says. I'm about to go get this letter and read what it says. These are the results we want to get back when we use the GSAs. And I've never seen a court respond like this. What happened? He used those three bonds and he backed it with the silver bullion bond.
I never heard that one before.
Because ultimately, it's like, even if we go around, reserving our rights in these contracts, correcting the record for the contracts, we got to remember ever since shortly after the redemption movement, 1933 and 1938, they changed I forgot the particular case. It was a big lawsuit. Basically, after that, everything changed from public law to public policy. So now if the courts are operating up on the public policy, that means the people that fall up under those jurisdictions fall up under the policies and the statutes created by those states and cities, and states.
Right.
Because, so that would make sense if we go on inside of court arguing our constitutional rights, and the judge look at us like we ain't shit and we ain't got no rights, because we actually don't, because we fall up under the policy. And we fall up under the policy because we conducted business using the colorable money. The colorable money is the fiat, the Federal Reserve note.
Right.
So anything that's back that has no substance cannot fall up on the law. It only can fall up on the policy. Now we made exchanges using you know anything that could be redeemed for lawful money, which is the gold and the silver. If we're not using stuff that could be redeemed in lawful money, we automatically fall up under that jurisdiction, up under the fiat system. If we use fiat to conduct that transaction, so we got to bring things back into the public law, and the only way to do that is by properly reassigning these officials, or by accept like we asked. Let's say we asked the judge, "Did you take an oath of office?" He say yes. Okay, we have to say, "I accept your oath of office. I accept your oath of office and your duties to protect me and my constitutional rights." We have to accept the oath of office as well,
Right.
to bring us back into law instead of policy. And this goes back into the whole admiralty and maritime process from the day of birth, when we got birth from the vessel and got presented to the doc, or the doctor they called them in the hospital.
That's putting our feet back on the land, huh?
Yeah, it was the whole
That's commerce.
That's commerce.
That's commerce.
That's commerce. It now it makes sense why across all this information, and we try to use it and it don't work because it's an important aspect that we missing before the circumstance that we're dealing with that's right in front of us.
Right.
Yeah, that's
So when I sing letter, it makes sense. Anytime a court gives you a response, it uses the words no contract, equity, and standing.
Right.
That's the biggest victory you can get right there. Only thing you can do after that is liquidate the assets, and now you're really balling.
So this is my position with a lot of people, because I hate lazy people too. You know what I mean? People who don't study and they just want to give it. Because I was talking to my man. But here's a question though: if you're married, you're a secure party, your wife or your spouse is not, and you claim the marriage certificate in your collateral, can you still discharge debt, or discharge the debt that's in the spouse's name but it's not your name, but because you claim, but you're legally married though?
Well, ultimately the man, runs the house. It's over the house. He's the so everything will fall up under him. So yeah, so just like if you get your bond or whatever, your bond is like an insurance policy for everybody in the house of, in the house of whoever. They fall up under there. So yeah.
I got you.
Everybody underneath the trust, right?
I couldn't hear.
Everybody that's under the trust is basically underneath your bond.
Well, anybody in your household.
Anybody in the house.
But I like that question because I am married and my husband is not going, heading this way right now in terms of secure party creditor. And because I'm the woman, are you saying, or did you just say we are covered even if I'm a secure party creditor and he's not, or does he need to be a secure party creditor?
Yeah, the man has to establish the house.
Okay.
And but that's not to say that the woman can't, do what needs to be done to, have her own standing or whatever. But,
right.
But ultimately, the man develops
because they're married.
Now you guys, but even see with a legal marriage contract, that still would have to be corrected too, because that's still a contract to everything. But both of you still will fall up under the jurisdiction of the state. You guys are still wards of the state up under that contract.
How do we fix that then? What do we need to do with the marriage certificate then?
You gotta break it. The person talked to about the marriages is Chris, but okay. But that you can do a private trust covenant, marriage covenant.
Okay,
that's the proper contract to go into. But as far as breaking it and dealing with that, you gotta you should ask Chris once you get on the line.
Okay.
Yeah, that was part of the question. And like I was telling my partner, I'm just trying to find effective ways to discharge what I need. I'm trying to listen to everybody because it's like being in prison again. Everybody's talking. Everybody's the biggest dude on the street. Everybody got the Benzes. Everybody got the mansions. And the same way I see the same credit part. And then I tell my partner, with this particular process, is called push your paperwork. Because I studied law in prison. So pushing your paperwork is what you need to do in this game as well. And a lot of people don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
like Hellraiser said, hey, own nothing, control everything.
Love that. I would tell you, I just really figured out, honestly, by dealing with you, Hellraiser, honestly, is that I really understand, because people keep on saying there's a private and there's a public side. I'm saying, whatever. But now, after reading, and then I think you put something in that group that was from Become a Banker, with all the forms and everything on it. Well, what I did is one night, I went all night long and got every bond and every piece of paper from the Security Exchange, Treasury Department, whole 9 yards, and downloaded it. When I did that, I realized something right then and there, that when it says private and public, it really isn't private and public right there.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me understand how deep the private is, how deep the public is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I was telling my partner, you got, if you're going to do something to release a fund like unblocked funds, I'd never heard of those forms before in my life. And the sister who was my partner, she said she knew a couple of people, but she said that when that came out, she was confused. And I sent her all the forms because it's got to be
Hellraiser, do you walk people like you did, I guess, with Alan? Do you walk people through the UCC process? Because I saw forms on your site. I saw forms on USEF's site, Atone's site. It's not match. Everything's not looking the same. It's a different process. So, like, if I paid for a consultation, will you walk me through everything I'm supposed to do with the UCC one? Because I do want to get it filed. I'm reading so much stuff and different people are saying different things, and it's very confusing.
Yeah, I know. So Alan,
that sounds like security creditor problems.
Alan be up to 6 in the morning digging through everything I put out there. So he, even though he said he learned it from me or learned certain things from me, I didn't tell him.
No, but I'm saying, like, I've read I have read some stuff from your site, but Atone, ATUM, DJ, it's his name. He sent me some stuff, and then I saw some different stuff on Yusuf L's site. So I'm not really sure what all the forms that go in. I see security agreement. I see the UCC 1, the UCC 3. Then there's something with an amendment and addendum. Like, I don't know.
Hey, Veronica.
Yes.
Veronica. Hey, are you American National? Are you going the American National route, or are you going the secure party route? Are you trying to become private and become a creditor, or you want to still use your social and still be the debtor?
I don't want to be
use your birth certificate.
I don't want to use
using your birth certificate.
Right now, I'm not using anything, but I want to be a secure party creditor. I don't want to be a debtor. I want to be a creditor.
But are you American National? Are you working to privatize yourself and operate privately?
Yes, but I haven't applied to be an American National yet. Because I've been reading so much stuff, I wasn't sure which way. There was something with being a Moor national. It was a Native American national. I didn't know which one to choose, to be honest.
Me personally, I like the American National way because
it's private.
Hellraiser's lecture one time, and on the bottom of it, this is what court is when you say. You can think I'm putting all you want, but I'm working full-time job or part-time job. All I do is defend my rights. But at the bottom of it, it showed the world passport. It showed the actual birth certificate, and it showed the actual license that you can use as a world citizen. And so that is my goal, is to go that far.
Okay.
I don't care about the license. I don't care about, all I care is about the world citizen thing.
Exactly. So that's the American National way?
Right.
Okay.
Because you're privatizing yourself the whole way around.
Right. Okay. Okay. That's even good to know, because I that's even good to know. So thank you for that.
Well, you remember something, all the sites like Yusuf L, you got Atom, you got Hellraiser, everybody has a different process. My partner was dealing with Atom, and his paperwork, it all deals with with the treaties from the 1700s. Okay. So I asked Hellraiser the same thing. Do you have to declare your nationality as a Moor? He's like, no, because you really don't have to do that. But everybody has a different process. Everybody's trying to bring people to their particular process. It's like a war. If you deal with this person, you got to be a Moor. If you deal with this person, you got to be American. You got to be this. It's all different ways to deal it. But my thing is, I like the American National way because, and I haven't taken the test because I've been so busy trying to get all the stuff together because I'm preparing for not the filing, but the aftermath of the filing.
Okay. So Alan, right now you're not an American National yet?
No, I thought the test, but what it was, I get so consumed with getting all this paperwork together so I can file, because right now I'm about to file my whole package to the Treasury Department in Puerto Rico. So I've been like laid back, but I'm going to take the actual test in a few.
Okay.
Hey, Veronica. Veronica or Cynthia? What's your name?
It's Veronica.
All right. Did you hear Hellraiser when he spoke about the Marine Admiralty Law and about separating yourself from the land and from the water?
Oh yeah, I watched his video on the magic word. So I'm very familiar with, I understand Admiralty. I think I understand it. Admiralty law versus the law of the sea versus the law of the land, the common law. So I believe I'm versed in it. I'm sure there's a lot more I can learn, but I certainly know the difference between being in jurisdiction and not.
Okay.
I mean, I'm reading every day, but I know I want to get as far away from my Social Security number, the straw man stuff. I want to get as far away as I can from that stuff.
Oh, hey guys.
Okay, go ahead. Razor's back.
So, I went to go get that letter. All right, so look, check this out. Now, so this is the response from the GSA. I'm changing the name to the secure. So let's say Jim Turner is his name, right? So let's say, okay, so now you get a response back. This is the letterhead. So it says on the left hand corner, it says Jim Turner. I'm sorry, incorrect fashion. Turner Jim of the house. I'm sorry, Jim. Let's say his name is Jim Turner. Jim Allen Turner, rather. So it says Turner Jim of the house of Allen. And it says notice of entry judgment. And, it says that the court entered a conviction against you on July 17, 2018, imposing a sentence to pay fines, assessments, and on case cited above. They say with equitable standing, as presented by James Turner Smith of the house of whatever, the court has concluded lack of jurisdiction and no contract, and therefore dismiss and discharge of the case listed above for the fine amount of for $260 for speeding, $270 for reckless driving against Tim Turner of the house of, and will be discharged as of July 27, 2018 for the total amount of $540. They say enclosed are your original federal forms that was accepted and applied for the discharge of this case. They say no further actions or presentments can or will be issued. Thank you. Have a nice day. So,
wow.
Oh, that's what's up.
The courts don't deal in equity and trust. So to hit them with some shit, make them acknowledge equity and trust, and still it's game over. That's the process that you need to entertain.
No doubt. I like that process.
Wow.
So all right, so we get back to that. All right, so for those people that already have international driving permits and they IDs, alongside with everything else in place before you start using those. All right, so we go to the American. Okay, so we go to the American Association of Motor Vehicles Administration. So the American Association for Motor Vehicles Administrations is they're basically the private organization that uh, gives the education or educates the law enforcement and other authorities on how to deal with certain subjects. So certain subjects being in this example is foreign nationals, which in certain elements that's that's our particular status or standing. So because we're foreign to the United States Corporation, even though we're American nationals, we still up under the foreign national aspect of things. So because of that, I think it was important for me to pay attention to what I think on the website. This, like I said, this is the agency where the law enforcement and everybody else get their instruction on how to deal with us. So we go to that website, and I'm gonna have a link to this because everybody needs to get this who's traveling with the IDPs and their national IDs and stuff. It's a card. Now the card basically has like a well, first it has it's a front and a back. So I will print these out and get these laminated and in the car with you. So it's an instruction card called a resource card. Now on the front of it has different identifications that are being used so that they're aware, the law enforcement are aware and they can proceed. So on the bottom we have these red states. The red states are the states that actually require international driving permit alongside with the foreign national driver's license. So a key thing to note is that, and there may be changes made to the IDs that we use for traveling purposes. But for everyday purposes, we're gonna the ones that we have right now will suffice because it has our U.S. Addresses on it because we use it to conduct different business, open up PO boxes, bank accounts, whatever. But I'm thinking that the change that's going to be made to avoid little issues or complications because a lot of police officers and service they first of all they're not smart or risk educated or nothing. So they go strictly. So when you talk about going strictly by the book, play that same game. So if I'm looking on their resource card that they're educated on, and if they're not educated, we give it to them. So it says one of the documents that to look for is called foreign national driver's license, and it say issued by the country of origin and may not be written in English. So it's telling them right there, it might be some shit on there you don't understand. You know what I'm saying? It's not meant for them to understand because it's foreign to you anyway. So now, if I want to be technical, like a lot of these police officers are, well, technically it doesn't say foreign national driver's license. It says American national diplomat license. You see what I mean? So to avoid that shit, I'm pushing to have an alternate ID strictly for travel. Mate, you know what I'm saying? So just to avoid that, because based on the resource card that we're looking at, all states are even required to have an international job permit. Even though I recommend have both, because it's always better than best to have more icing on the cake when with these people, especially with the driver's license contract. Without driving, without having, traveling without that. So now, if we look on the resource card itself, it has basically so this the starting point right here. It says this says traffic stop. So this is the officer pulling you over. So when the officer pulls you over, it's going to the first question. The first question that come up asks you, of course, driver's license registration, please. So of course now we're foreign national, we don't have that. So now the questionnaire changes. So the questionnaire changed from that to requesting for the foreign national driver's license. So we're having the foreign national driver's license and or if that state permits the international driving permit to accompany it. So with that, these are the instructions. Now,
Hey, that's solid.
if you don't have, okay, if you say no to the two above, they go down to the next section. So now they go over here. So now now they ask you, okay, where's your foreign passport, and or where's your I-94 W visa, which is white, the white card, or where's your I-94 WO visa, which is the green card. If you say you ain't got that, they go down again. So then they say, okay, where's your permanent resident card, or where's your employment authorization card, and or both. If you say no to all the above, now you go down to further investigation, and and then you get to NCIC and or the Fusion Center. I don't know what the hell that is. I translate that to be in jail. So I'm not gonna act like I know what it is. I'm assuming that's jail. So but I don't think we'll ever get to that point. So if we issue out that they request above, we're in the green zone. So the green zone takes us all the way back home. They can't move forward. It's listed right here on the card. These are the people that educate them on how to proceed. And these are the people that's for education and safety, basically for their safety and our safety. So they have to abide by this resource card. So I recommend everybody print these out, and laminate it, and hand these. I hand all these together with my IDP and my national card, and get that to them. Now here you go. Walk the fuck off. You know.
Wow.
So, and also the policy handbook that I got too, and it's very detailed. And I'm gonna be going through there and pulling out things that I think that could be useful while we on the road. Because if they want, because most at this point these marks are not playing by the book for one. So maybe we got to present the book to their ass, you know, just to avoid. And I'm not saying we having any problem. We're not having a lot of problems with travel, but I'm all about perfecting even more. So for you know what I'm saying, giving them even
so it's not a problem.
more protection for the process.
Extra layers.
I don't like.
Hell, I've been riding around with a private license plate on my car since like May, and I haven't been pulled over. And I mean, I need to do everything that you're saying, but I put that license plate on there. I got it off the internet, and I've been in front of police officers, beside the police officers, and they have not bothered me at all.
You're lucky.
So you're saying I'm not really protecting myself, really, because there's a whole lot of different other steps that I need to do.
This is what I'm saying. Is when I'm saying that, you know, it's people out. It's just like it was people out here in Chicago, and they was on the conferences talking shit. You know, because they fell out the loop and didn't keep up with processes as processes were developing, whatever. You know, so they was out here with American national plates and stuff like that. You know, for a long time, for about a year, until they finally got rolled down on, and then what happened? They got locked up, car got impounded, cars, and then they call it. And guess what happened? They calling back to base. Well, what's up with this? They coming down on us in Chicago. Oh, it's a red alert, all type of crap. There ain't no red alert. You riding around with an old ID, out of date ID. You don't have a vehicle in the trust. you didn't have an IDP, or you did have an IDP, but it was AAA or somewhere. Like, come on, they're not coming down on that. Stop the nonsense. So little stuff like that. But what I'm saying is, I don't know. Maybe I don't know why they don't pull. You know, I don't know. But my thing is, if they do pull you over, do you have what you need to have to stand on? That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. No, I don't. No, I purchased it off the internet, and you know, when I first started learning about this, that you didn't have to have a driver's license. I just got that, and I stopped dealing with the DMV. But I see now that there's a lot more steps than that. But so far, I haven't been pulled over. But I'll start working towards everything that you're saying. This is the first that I'm hearing about, to be honest.
Yeah, I would I like to avoid the stupid nonsense. You know, and that driver's license trap is a huge rabbit hole that they're liquidating the people. Like I posted a video on Facebook in Memphis. They got a whole, it's about 300 standing outside trying to get in court because for suspended driver's license. They liquidating the people's funds and stuff in Detroit, all over the place. It's getting crazy and crazy with this driver's license, and it's getting worse and worse because they about to come out with that new passport card or ID. What are they doing to make it an all-in-one identification? So we got to get stuff in place before they start changing the game on us.
Exactly. Okay.
Man. That's good. That's
the
game right there.
That GSA you did with that back by bond, man, that got me feeling good. That makes sense. Now, I can't say that we would have had the same results if we used the birth certificate for that, because that goes back to the color board of law, which is not backed by any kind of substance. It may not have worked. You know what I'm saying? Because in order for them to use the word equity, that's dealing with real money. That's dealing with substance. And they addressed him in his proper capacity. They say Jim Turner of the House of. They didn't call him by his all caps name. So what we gotta understand is, man, we've been in martial law. We're in military courts. These courts are military. All maritime. I got another. I think I put this on the website. If y'all check this out, that declaration of political status, heavy.
Yeah.
Heavy metal.
Yeah. That's some heavy material right there. You gotta have your driver's license running for what you drive. You find Jesus. You know, they see you, they want to pull you over immediately, man.
Say what?
I seen what you driving, so I'm saying they probably be like, "You gotta have that paperwork on. What you doing in that car, boy? There you go."
Man, hey, look, they pull me over. I do it's like this. Run up, grab my gun, go in my back seat. I'm like, they see all these stamped documents and sealed documents and badges. I turn my dash cam on. I look just like, don't say nothing. Like, we good? I thought so. Pull off. Like, I ain't playing these games. I'm shooting
They probably want you to pull a gun.
I can't be on the news and come up on no dumb stuff. Never. I got whatever they want to see. What you want to see? I got it.
Yeah. Right.
Layers of protection.
I don't got time for that, man. But that declaration, I'm just trying to, the only thing I focus on is focusing on stuff to deal with the challenges in our everyday life. That's the foundation of everything.
Right. Wow. So my thing is, what I be seeing on the website is when you start dropping it, that I call it the installation phase or the installation process. because everything that's dropped on that website is all connected to a whole lot of other things, puzzle, and you just put the puzzle together because having bits and pieces of it, but when you get the rest of it, you put it all together, it starts to make sense. Because I never understood what they meant by the rabbit hole nature, but now I understand this. But I don't want to get too caught up in the rest of the nonsense that a lot of people get nonsense and going to jail. I mean, like going to court is nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? Like a put in front of a court to say that means nothing. So that's not even half of the battle for me. I just want to make sure that the process is correct in the beginning to make sure that in the end that I can keep on discharging and setting off things and keep it moving on my life.
Yeah. What I just read was an example of a discharge. It ain't because I said.
Right.
They said it in a letter. So
exactly.
So what is discharge? What is this? Ultimately, discharge is the proper administrative process. That's it. So.
Right. So with the GSA bond, it goes.
Yeah. So everything got to be bonded. So.
Right.
Man, like I said, we're gonna be doing some serious damage with them GSAs and these bonds. That's all I need to see.
Now, right.
That's why I say the water's out with these petty crimes, these petty issues with these, and check and just all we doing is checking their temperature. Once I get a response like that, I'm going all in on that now. Now we got something.
No doubt.
So, now somebody mentioned I got Gene Keaton's stuff right here. We're talking about the GSA. So I was going back and forth to what Gene Keaton was talking about and Patrick to add to my clarity of it. And when he's talking about, he said the U.S. District Courts forms SF 273, 274, 75 is let me see. No, he said when you are arrested, there are two different sets of bonds. A bid bond is filled out when you are arrested. The U.S. District Court forms are the SF 73, 74, 75. He said these are their set of bonds. Remember, he said these are their set of bonds. Both sets are put out from the GSA. He say SF Form 24 is the bid bond, the performance bond is the SF 25, and the payment bond is the SF 25A. There are, wait a minute. So he's telling people about these forms, right? Which is true in fact. He's right. But problem is, he didn't create the separation and difference between those particular forms and the other forms on the private side for the men and women. He's talking about the contractors. We're not the contractors. The contractors work for us.
Mm.
So that's why I'm saying, like, we got to be careful when we be taking information and really kind of compare and contrast or whatever and test the water to really see what's really real, because he's right, but at the same time, it's missing information which can lead somebody wrong.
Right.
Because nothing in here mentions the SF, nothing in here mentions the SF 1414, the 1416, and the SF 30, which are the ones that we're supposed to be using.
Private.
Which are the exact same forms, but say it has another form at the bottom.
Right.
If you didn't look at the bottom, you would think they're exact same identical form.
Well,
that's crazy.
14, 16, the SF what?
14, 14, 14, 16, 14, 18, SF 30.
Oh, that's a wrap. That's duly noted. Duly noted.
Now, Patrick clarified that. I think I remember Patrick said the same thing. Then he came back, had to correct himself on that. He was like, nah. He was like,
right.
He was like, we was using form. And really, Patrick and them, they wasn't using their own bonds. Or at least they not bonds that was backed by any real assets.
Right.
So,
right.
Like I said before, our bonds have been applied to court cases and stuff like that by themselves and stuff like that with bonding claims. see, and no judge or court has not protected the bond. Everybody it's lawyers because you know you got people that try to show people things to get validated to make it seem like, and yeah, nobody's ever came back like, nah, that's just bullshit. They be like, oh shit, this some banks or whatever. So it's like we know we have a powerful asset and tool, but we had to go through all these chambers of experience to figure out how to utilize this power. You know what I'm saying? In conjunction with this system. I love results like that because that's a all win, but in mine that's a big win because that just gave me a whole other up.
Right.
Now we can play.
So you can probably use it for more as well.
Yeah.
That same 14, 16, 18, and SF30.
That's it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is how I'm trying to tell my partners. I'm trying to get an effective way to discharge instead of going through all the nonsense with everybody else. So I see that. I'm pulling all these forms, but I think I got all these forms. I'll pull them up for the day, wherever you find them at. So where do we mostly find bonds, on Security Exchange or Treasury Department?
Those forms?
Yeah.
They on the GSA website.
Huh?
They on the GSA website.
Okay, that's what I was trying to find, GSA website. Because I'll be up all hours at night. I'll find it. Trust me. I'll find it.
Oh yeah, you gonna find them. They not hard to find at all.
Yeah. And I like to do templates so I have everything ready. So when everything comes back, I can fire it right off again. That's what I'm doing right now.
Name of the game. That's it. What problem you got today? Let's go here. Boom. Print that shit out. Send it out. Let's go.
It's like when you put the black card up, right? You put the black card up one time, and I was like, yo, do you have the other forms? Then my partner, she went on she found the other forms. We filled them out. Then you put the master account, John. I said, oh, wait a minute. This is Appendix 1, 2. All this is filed because it's all mathematics if you look at it correctly. Because, the black card, they say 32, 36-hour day where you got to sit down and talk to people, whatever. And I'm saying to myself, it's just like a 501c3, which that's what I meant to ask you. I have a 501c3. Now, I didn't claim it as collateral because I was going to actually redo the UCC one over the filing because they tricked me. Well, they didn't trick me. You said about, okay, if it exceeded 2,500 words, whatever it is, that you would put a PDF behind. My ass, because I'm so tech savvy, I'm lunching. I just put the PDF in there. I mean, it's still attached to my actual thing, but in my collateral, I don't claim my 501c3 yet.
Oh, but it's in the PDF?
Which is called... Yeah, I mean, I didn't claim it on PDF, though. I'm saying, like, for collateral.
Chris in the room and stuff. Chris said, has anybody heard of the white card?
Yeah, I never heard that either. I heard of it, but I never knew the process of how to go step to get to it.
Same here, heard about it.
Okay, well, as far as I understand, I've got a friend that has it, but she's afraid to use it. But as far as I can understand, the white card is the private side of the black card. I had a friend who had everything in place. He could get his black card, but he said you do not want the black card because he said that you have to sign things that you never want to sign. The fine print when you get that black card, he said there's things that they're going to swear you an oath to never help anybody else get free. But he said, so I was just curious if anybody knew anything about the white card.
Yeah, I never heard of the white card until you mentioned it.
Yeah, my friend, he tried to get it. Well, she didn't do it. Somebody else did it for her, so she doesn't really, But I just know that the for the single process. So you guys have heard of it. So that is.
Man, she's the only one breaking up.
Yeah, you breaking up, Chris.
You breaking up, Chris.
Right.
You're the only one, Chris.
Now, Chris, you said that they swear you to an oath because of the black card.
Yes, they say that the black card, if you do that, You have to swear an oath that you will never help anybody be free, and that you will be actually promoting. If I remember right, he said you will be promoting the government to people. You can't tell them the truth.
Wow.
That sounds about right.
I heard that. Yep.
Because I mean, so we don't want that, because that's totally against our mission, but we do want the private side of it. I'm going to try to find out from her again where she got it.
Now,
Wow.
the white card is the private side. Does the black card have a private side? You say as well.
Well, everything has to. Yes, everything has to.
Right, got you. I'm not really worried about. I don't want to swear an oath though.
No, and he said that when you're going through the process, when you get almost to the end, you have the choice of doing this oath, or you can choose gold certificates instead. And he said you always want to choose gold certificates. Now, I don't know if that is where it comes in, that you get the white card when you choose that or not. I have no idea. But anyway.
Well, so Hellraiser, the thing that you put in the banker thing, I'm on my computer.
Talking about the secret banker's manual?
No, not that one. The one you put up with the girl, the sister who had she had put it in there about how to go through all the forms and everything. Come on here now. It's the actual. Yes, sir.
Chris. Hey, Chris. Veronica. I think what was that? Veronica, you had that question about marriage?
Yes, I did. Chris, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi. I was just asking. I'm married, and I'm going. My husband is not a secured party creditor, and I'm going down that route. I'm looking to become a secured party creditor. How does that affect me with us still having the marriage certificate? Does that still, if I'm a secured party creditor and he is not, does that still pull me into the public?
A secured party creditor is in the public side, so it doesn't make any difference.
Okay, and then what if I become an American national?
You can cancel the marriage certificate. Mm-hmm. You can break the contract because they didn't expose to you what the full contract was, so you can break that. You just cancel it. And you can get once you become a member, you can get that letter. You can just get that letter. They'll just send it to you, and you can use it.
To cancel the marriage certificate?
Right.
Okay. But then once I cancel the marriage certificate, I'm totally out, right? Like I'm out of the system. I'm totally out, right?
Well.
As it relates to marriage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they have you on so many different levels. It's just like you have to keep knocking down one at a time. I mean, it just goes on. And
right. Chris, if you don't mind me asking, are you an American national?
On. Right. Yes, I am.
You're an American national. Okay.
Chris is the American national.
Right.
That's the OG. That's all of our mother right there.
Okay, Chris. I've never met you, Chris. I've had a couple calls with Hale. This is the first time I've heard about you, so I'm very happy to be talking to you. Are you partners with Hale? Is that the relationship right there?
Yep, we sure are.
Okay.
We're partners in
crime. Partners in crime.
I'm trying to get there with you guys.
So, Hal, when you have your phone consultation, like when I've talked to you a few times, Chris, do you also have it too, or is it both of you guys, or is it just Hale, or?
You can get phone conferences for either, but you got to go to the AMPC website or email AMPC and request to speak with Chris.
Okay. Okay. How many people work with you, Hale? How many people?
Man,
I mean,
those are investigative questions right there.
Yeah, I think we have a private investigator on here.
Oh, okay. I'll stop. No, it's not. It's nothing like that. Trust me, I'm just trying to learn. That's all. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Okay, I'll stop asking questions. It's only curiosity. That's it.
Yeah.
Let me stop. Okay.
Man, there's so many conference calls on here, man. You can go back and watch all of them, and then you'll get a taste of everybody in there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's like they used to say on Anonymous, on the Anonymous videos, they said, "We are legions, we are many." And nobody.
Yeah, but the reason why I asked, because Hal, you probably don't remember our last phone consultation. I don't know, but you said you work with people with different specialties, right? So I'm just trying to figure out what Chris's specialty is to see if I need to do a call with her versus a call with you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why when you asked about the marriage, I said that's something you need to ask Chris.
Okay, so so that's her. Okay, all right.
No, it depends on what you're asking. I mean, if you ask any one of us, I'll say what I got to say about it, but everybody always understands who has certain areas of focus. So it's pointless for me to tell you some stuff that's not my focus.
Exactly.
I have Chris right here.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So we just try to, and that avoids any type of complications and confusion, stuff like that.
But if you become a national, you have all your questions answered through AMPC. So you can get married through AMPC.
AMPC?
Yeah, once you cross the it's a whole nother ballgame now.
Okay. That's right. I'll keep studying, and then when I'm at a point, I'll just do another call with you. That's all. So I'm good. It's a lot of information to learn. It really is, and
yeah, it's actually baby steps. You go further and further and further down the rabbit hole one step at a time.
Yep.
Y'all want to know a good book to get? This book right here.
Yeah.
Word Magic.
I just saw your video on that the other day, Hal.
Yep.
It was good.
That's that World Magic.
Word Magic.
Word Magic.
I just got it on. I'm getting a PDF.
These little handbooks too is good too. They're real. They get to the basics. The UCC connection.
Yeah.
Common law handbook.
That book that's the Word Magic, is that from Jordan Maxwell?
Nah.
Oh, okay. Because I know he did a couple videos on that too.
The guy Chang. Yeah, I mean, we need to understand this concept of this stuff, because ultimately that's gonna be our words is what we stand on our paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when we in front of these people in Saturday courtroom.
Do you guys ever do conferences in California? Because I'm in California.
I will if somebody fly me out there.
Okay.
Hey, where you at in California?
Playa del Rey. That's near the marina.
The marina?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm in Orange County.
Oh, okay, cool.
We got a couple of NBC members out here in
Yeah.
LA.
Oh, okay.
We should all throw in a fly razor out.
Yeah, we should.
We're gonna have to pass around the offering plate, and so we can get Hellraiser.
No, seriously. That I would definitely be interested. I was on his website the other day, and I asked, were there anyone, locally from the Los Angeles area, and I actually sent a comment to a couple people, but I didn't get a response. So I'm not really. I wanted to see how many people in California. It'd be interesting if Hale could come out here and do a conference, because I know there's a lot of people that would love to hear the information.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that'd be nice though. That's something to work on.
Yeah.
Out here.
I love to travel, so let me know.
You're always moving. I love that.
I'll be there. Yeah, every time I go to LA, I gotta, it be part of my other business. So it's like I'm in and I'm out. I be mad. I can't do nothing.
Can't even enjoy it.
I've been there like twice this year.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And Hellraiser come to the city and don't say with us.
That's hilarious.
We gotta bring Hellraiser down, brothers and sisters.
Yep.
I'm down.
We got a couple other LA people in here too.
That's on the phone call right now?
Yeah, they in here. They're back.
Yeah, LA. We got a lot of people from LA.
A little deep. But we gotta go to Indiana and go visit Chris. First time. Chicago.
Yeah, we might have an event at the embassy soon.
Oh, okay. Is it before the end of the year or next year?
If we do it, it'd be before the end of the year.
We might have a New Year's. How about we have a New Year's party over there?
I'm down.
You know what?
I'm gonna be near Chicago in a couple of days.
The only reason we can't have it is because somebody just booked it.
Oh.
That's the only reason. We can have a Christmas party.
That's still the Christmas.
Oh yeah.
That's not bad.
Of course, not on Christmas, but like a week before or something.
Yeah. That'd be nice, man. We gotta get this shit cracking.
Hold on.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead, Alan.
Oh, yeah. This is what I was talking about. Is the one, this is the form I just found in the email. Because I went and got all these forms. It's the Portia Bell Administrator join the forms of private bank for your T-Day accounts. You need the following. You follow me?
Okay.
Now, that form right there. So, now I'm saying, while looking at other forms and going through other different things, I mean, I got all these particular forms that went on there. So I think it's the validity of it.
The basis of that was what?
Come again?
You were trying to deal with those forms to what now?
Right. It's Portia Bell. It says the forms become a private banker, right? Now I looked at everything like that. So does this still stand as it is that you put up in like getting everything together?
You know what? That stuff, that private banker stuff, I've gotten into a lot of different things, some years ago with the whole private banker stuff. I was about to pay some thousands of dollars to get some stuff done. But at the end of the day, a private banker is nothing more than you take your account up under a private trust.
Right.
operating in your trust capacity, in your private trust.
What you got to say about that, Chris? That's what I think. I don't think it's not that rocket science what they trying to make it seem to be.
I didn't hear the question very well. It was breaking up.
He was talking about the documents and process on how to become a private banker and stuff like that. And I was saying that, it's a lot of organizations and private companies charging a lot of money or a lot of research material out here, making it seem like this is rocket science procedures. But ultimately, I believe a private bank is nothing more than a person opening up and establishing and managing a banking account with a private trust.
You're right. I mean, I'm a private banker because I'm holding this silver in my hands. I mean, guess what? I'm a private banker holding real silver.
Oh. So, Chris, let me ask you this here. The form that's on this particular thing about the affidavit, certificate of authority, so we don't really need we don't need to put all the forms together then.
Well, just my opinion. I think it's a waste of time.
Oh, well, that's all I need to hear. I'm good.
I mean, honestly, we have to really look at things with a microscopic view because so many things are out there wasting our time. I mean, I don't even want to think about how much time I've wasted on this stuff before. I've been there for so many years, and I think that probably 16 years ago I started, and I have wasted so much time and so many thousands of dollars on some of this stuff, and to no avail. So it's like, okay, I got my silver in my hand. I'm a real private banker now.
So check this out. So section 14 inside the UCC connection. They say contracts must be voluntary. Under common law, both parties must enter into a contract knowingly, voluntarily, and intentionally, or the contract is unenforceable and void.
That's what we need to refer to on the marriage cancellation and a bunch of other things is right there. What is it under? What is it? What did you just read?
That's up on the common law. Action. Now, these are the characteristics of common law contract. Now the contracts, those are between you, typically between me and one of you guys, maybe. Now, the other contracts from the construction contracts issued from agencies to us are different. They're not common law contracts. They're colorable contracts upon the military jurisdiction. So there's another characteristic. The contract must be based on substance. So that's also what makes it common law. So for example, contracts used to read for $1 and other valuable consideration. Say, I will paint your house for $1. You know what I'm saying? So that was a valid contract. The dollar was a genuine silver dollar, though. I told you I'll give you $1 was a genuine. I use a $1 to pay you to paint my house. But so that right there makes the contract and the transaction between parties a common law contract and a common law agreement. So now we can use common law and common law jurisdiction. So, but now suppose we did the same contract and I chose to pay you $1 in FRNs or Federal Reserve notes. Now they say if we go into the common law court and try to get justice, we won't get no justice because with no substance, there's no contract. And that's the same thing. That's the same reason why we go to these courtrooms and demand justice and talk about no justice, no peace outside and stuff like that, and bringing up the Bill of Rights and the Constitution based on the contractual monetary agreement or fine that they're trying to be issued against us. We claiming these rights that don't apply to us because we still using a Federal Reserve notes within the transaction of these contracts. They say if whatever we're using cannot be redeemed in lawful money, it's considered colorable, fiat, fake, and false.
They tax you on that for using their money, right, or their fiat.
Yeah, this is why this is why the UCC was created. The government established a colorable law system because they confiscated the gold, they confiscated the silver in 1933 in exchange for the Federal Reserve note.
And then they can monetize it.
So since the whole country is knowingly using these instruments, they have to create another body of law in order to govern these transactions, which is the Uniform Commercial Code, the colorable law system to fit their colorable currency. So it used to be called the law merchant or the law of redeemable instruments because it dealt with paper, which is redeemable is something of substance. But once the Federal Reserve notes have been declared unredeemable, they had to be a system of the law which was completely colorable from beginning to end.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So this takes things all the way back in the beginning on how they're able to do certain things right in front of our face that we know is wrong, but we can't put our finger on how they're able to get away with it, and at what point are we actually engaging into the fraud? At what point are we actually participants of the fraud?
That's hard to see when your mom and dad's doing it and your grandma.
You say what?
It's hard to see the fraud when your mom and dad done it, and then your grandma and grandpa did it, and then it's just like it's passed down from your parents because they just follow along and just follow in line. They get in line and do the same thing, and it's hard to see fraud that they're committing. When our parents keep contracting in our bodies and our family members into this government or into the system. So I know what you're saying. It's difficult.
They got you breaking up.
Yeah, I can't hear him.
They got you breaking up bad. Hold on. They say, okay, remedy. Everybody's looking for remedy, right? So we have just two things. We got remedy and recourse. So the making of a valid reservation of rights preserves where every rights that a person possesses at that particular time and presents the loss of such rights by application. So that goes back to where we always telling y'all, make sure y'all reserving your rights within the contract or the beginning of the application process. Because that's the process where we're waiving our common law rights.
You mean by putting the 1-308 by your name? Is that what you're talking about?
Right.
Okay.
So they say it's important to remember that when we go into the court, we are in a commercial international jurisdiction. If we go in the court and say, I demand my constitutional rights, the judge will most likely say, once you mention the Constitution, all you find the judge saying is he'll hold you in a contempt of court. Then you ask the judge, hasn't he sworn to uphold the Constitution? He cannot be charged up under one jurisdiction and defend up under another. If we ask the French government, if the French government came to you and asked you, where did you file your French income tax for a certain year? Do you go to the French government and say, I demand my constitutional rights? They say no, because the proper answer is the law doesn't apply to me because you're not a Frenchman. But if you're classified as a citizen, that means that you're a citizen of a ship.
Mm-hmm.
If your citizenship is a U.S., you're a citizen of a ship.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep.
These laws of contract is infinite, but is real simple if we focus on the basics of it. They purposely write these books in this little small pamphlet right here, 65-page pamphlet. It's probably more understanding than these 300, 400-page books that be selling out here.
Mm-hmm.
It's designed to flood you with all this a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of words, so you can get trapped and lost and drowned into the words. So you leave out. So you leave out with no understanding, no more understanding you had when you first came in.
Right.
Except you remember, you probably can regurgitate a whole bunch of words you remember, you can recall, but you don't understand it enough to apply it.
Right. What's the name of that book, Hal?
This is the UCC Connection and how to free yourself from legal tyranny.
Okay.
Tyranny. But what I'm having fun with though is this word magic, man. This stuff is crazy. How they use the word birth.
Yeah.
When birth.
When I was listening to your video the other day, the whole process of the water, the birthing and stuff, I was like, it was crazy. The cell.
It's crazy. That's crazy.
Everything still falls up under the covenant of God.
Yep.
Amen.
So I think it might be beneficial too if we all invest into getting our family Bibles.
For sure.
Because then the word of God becomes what you put in it.
Right. That's where the power comes from, and manifests from.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep on putting little segments out on a few of these books, some of my top tier books, especially on the word magic aspect of stuff. I got another legal dictionary too. Of course, the Black's Law top shelf, but it's more consolidated version. But I don't know. It's very fun to destroy them with words. I'm just fascinated by it. Because if you think about it, they use words to control us. They use words to contract us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
They tell you in this book how to use human beings as batteries. How the birth certificate is actually the death certificate.
Huh. You are the precious cargo that came off the ship.
Yep.
That they use to monetize off the birth certificate or the precious goods that came off of that vessel that came through that canal.
So you don't reclaim that. It's up under this assumption that you still lost that sea.
Yep. That's how they sell it. That's how they sell your goods on the stock market. It's like when the boat pulls up and then they empty out what's the cargo on the ship, they sell it to the dock. There goes the dock, and there goes the precious goods cargo that's on the ship. And what's the term that they use, Razor?
Huh?
What's the term that they use
For what?
for like the cargo that's on the ship?
Cargo?
Shit, what they use in like the birth certificate, or in the government term, they use us cargo, like the cargo.
The Matrix don't want you to talk tonight.
No, and they breaking it up, huh?
Yeah, they break you up bad.
It went from Chris to me.
A Hellraiser. So to recapture the birth certificate, that's when you authenticate on a state and federal level, right or wrong?
Yeah, that's the first steps.
Okay. I want to make sure because I'm saying I did that already.
Mm-hmm.
The next step is to file. I mean, you'll just see one. Next, I'm doing initial filing.
Yeah. Then once you get into the on the American National side, you have the perfected title.
Got you.
Which
well,
is
take that. I had the bread. If I do certain things, like to have the bread right on hand to make sure it happen. You know what I'm saying, Chief?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still gonna go in there and still take the test no matter what and make sure I'm in there.
Yeah, all day. Now, one thing I definitely recommend on top of whether you just do the whether you do go through the perfected title process or not is especially if you got kids or children.
I do.
It's an affidavit or declaration for it's a power of attorney basically, but it's structured for that individual each individual kid, and it's
right.
heavy. I guess that and especially you got child support issues and stuff like that because you got to go in there and execute a power of attorney,
right?
Because that child can conduct his own business. So that has to reflect on the record inside that authenticated birth certificate package, which has your authenticated birth certificate and each kid's authenticated birth certificate and power of attorney for authorizing you to be power of attorney for that kid.
Right.
Moving forward.
Well, my children grown though.
Oh, well, you good.
Yeah, my children 30, they grown as kids.
Okay.
I mean, I got grandchildren.
Alan.
They got to do it themselves.
Alan.
Yes.
You said you had to take a test to become. There's a test to become a national.
Yeah, right on the website. It's right on the website.
Okay.
I didn't take it yet. I opened it up, but I didn't take it because I was so busy. Cause I do films and stuff too. So.
Okay.
I was running around doing commercials, films, and videos and stuff like that, to make money. But I need to sit down and knock it down this week and just get over it.
Okay.
Hey, Veronica.
Yes.
Hey, watch those videos, the past conference calls, if you can, when you got some time.
Okay, I will.
There's a lot of great information on those past conference calls that we talked about.
Okay, I will. I see that I'm kind of like a beginner compared to you guys, but that's okay. I'm just learning, so.
All good.
I will
all
watch
good.
the videos.
All good.
They say avoid.
We all learning.
Avoid fighting the dark forces. It is not wise to fight the dark forces because fighting them produces negative energy for them to feed on. In addition, fighting generates the right kind of energy to power the matrix. This is why they like to promote wars and conflicts between nations and ethnic groups. Even though it's not wise to fight the dark forces, be aware that you have the right to defend yourself. And another important information you need to know is about the dark forces is that they cannot be eliminated by using physical weapons. The dark forces are non-physical beings Therefore, physical weapons are not very effective against them. Instead of fighting them, use the power of knowledge, words, thought, intent, and natural law to put them into checkmate. In addition, remove your consent and reduce your support for their matrix as much as possible. And yeah, I just want to put that out there. Now that's funny because if you see a lot of people that get involved into these processes and come across this information, they get like real amped up. You know, like, yeah, I want to fight. I'll get turned up. But if you see me in court or something, I'm like, I turn all emotion off. I don't respond. I speak only when they said. And anytime I feel like they're trying to strike an emotion, I just turn it off. I just look. I have a blank look. I just stare. You know, I never acknowledge anything else except the judge, but not without even acknowledging her or him. You know, so it's like that makes, as soon as you fall into the matrix of fighting and argument, they got you. They won. That's what they want you to do. They want to see how you're gonna respond when they try to scare you into contempt of court, when they try to challenge your standing and stuff like that. They want to try to trick you into arguing the facts of the matter of the court case. That's the game. The IRS say you owe them $10 million. You go back and say, I don't owe you. You call them like, how do I owe y'all that much? That much. So by you inquiring about how do you owe them that much, indirectly tells them that you do owe them something.
You owe them something.
Yep.
Wow. That's the wordplay.
Anybody have any questions about the American National process?
Sure.
Yeah, definitely.
When I got to be honest, when Chris said that filling out becoming a secure party creditor, I thought when you became a secure party creditor, you were on the private side. So it's not until you state being an American national that you become a private side. I just want to make sure I heard that right.
Well, yeah, because technically the secure party creditor title is a commercial status.
Okay, and what is a commercial status? I can understand that, but you need to become that to separate yourself from the straw man, right?
Yeah, when you're doing that particular UCC filing, it does create that separation of that title as far as being debtor in the secure party. But even then, it's always everything is in threes, the triangle.
Okay.
So now the third leg is the individual, the flesh and blood man and flesh and blood woman.
Okay.
So, and on the NPC and American National.
Breaking up.
Hell?
I think he might have dropped.
Yeah, he might have dropped.
But
he went right out.
They compromising our call.
What he said is right. I mean, I started years ago with the secured party creditor, and then you move from there into like the perfected title would be the second layer. And the third layer is way beyond that, even that probably most people wouldn't even have heard about, and you might never hear. You never know. But anyway, that there's another layer that goes. I mean, that's way deeper.
Wow.
Okay, but Chris, the second layer, the second part, is that when you become American national? Is that the second part after secure party creditor?
Yes, you become American national and you perfect your title. You do the perfected title, which unlinks it unlinks you from the straw man and turns the liability, which is called reversionary interest, back to the United States Incorporated, and that is under HJR 192.
Right.
Wow.
So Chris, if I wanted to do a so I'm going to go on the website because I've been looking at different websites with the UCC1 processing. So I'll go on the website tonight to see Hell's process. But if I did a conference call, do you think I need guidance or I can just do it? Because Alan, you said you just went on the internet and printed it out and just made it happen, right?
Well, what I did is I did the UCC1 filing in Washington State.
Yeah.
And now so that's done. I have the number and everything, but I also have a thing called a fast track. So I have a lot of paperwork here written now, like my security agreement, harmless agreement, the copyright, the WAB, and so I'm doing a whole lot of other things as well. But yeah, I followed Hellraiser's process and found the in the UCC1 though.
Okay. Now, go ahead, Chris.
You can actually, you can do that, or you can actually skip that process. I found it's not one that you have to do. You can. It just depends on what you want to, what you're trying to accomplish. I mean, I did, but that's been so many years ago. But you can actually just harness the straw man, turn the reversionary interest back to the United States Inc. if you want. It's not, again, it's just one of those things where you kind of have to decide your path because, okay, so, it's like you're in grade school, then you got to move on to high school, then you got to move on to college and beyond,
Right.
Right.
So what process do you don't have to do that you can and go to another process? If you don't mind me asking that.
Well, I mean, if I was to do it with somebody in my family, I would totally eliminate the secured party creditor because I would just simply turn the reversionary interest and unlink them from the straw man right away. It depends on what stage you're in your life, though. You might not be ready to unlink yourself. It just depends. If you're not ready, then you need to go through that process, and at least have protection until you're ready to get yourself out of the system. It's not something you can jump in overnight.
Right. Well,
So it's like if you don't have your foreign grant or trust set up so that because once you have a foreign grant or trust, you can work on that trust, and you get that information when you get your trust. You're able to get jobs and everything. I mean, my teenagers get their jobs with the 98 trust. That's what they use.
Oh wow.
Gotcha.
So, Chris, how can how can I set up a conference call with you?
You can go to americannationals.org and just browse around the site, and you can set up a consultation if you want to, or there's a lot of information on there that you can just read as well.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I'll do that because I've had a couple conference calls with Hell. But I'd like to just have a call with you because I think I really need help with just what you were talking about, figuring out what the goal is. And it's kind of hard to know what the goal is when you don't know the options and what path to take, where to lead you. You know what I mean? Because I can tell you my goal is to get out of the system and be debt free and help my friends and family, right? To get out of the system. But if there's a path that I need to take, to achieve the goal, I want to know you may be able to make that easier for me. Cause I read, I definitely read. I read. So it's not about that. It's just, sometimes you can really get confused with everything out there. There's Tazadah, there's Youssef, there's...
Yeah, because there's 100 different ways to you know, you can try this and try that, and I've probably tried all of them myself.
Right.
I mean, some of the processes I did, so many of the people that did them went to prison, and I never did. It's just like, you know, I mean, it's just crazy. I just was trying everything. It's like I'm fortunate that nothing happened, but you know, it's just a learning process that we go through,
right.
and sometimes it doesn't end up so great. You know, it's just like,
right.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to I'm trying to avoid that, and hell's I've already done a couple things that probably could have, you know, got me in trouble. I don't know. I just was following Tazada and Gene Keaton. Not, you know, they both have different information, but I submitted some discharges, and you know, I'm supposed to get a refund, and now I learned, like, don't touch the refund. I don't know. You know, and I have a private.
You're right. I mean,
I just want to know, like,
yeah,
I want to stay up from.
Right. I know. I've done that too. I have gotten people's mortgages totally wiped off the bank, so they can't even see them. When the banker goes to try to find the mortgage, it's not even on the books anymore. But then along with that, I came all kinds of threats, because you're playing in their sandbox now, and you could get in serious, because what you think is yours is not yours. That's what everybody doesn't understand. What you think is yours is not yours. So, if we can move over to lawful money, like what Hellraiser was saying just now, we can move over to lawful money. That's what we need, because when you're playing in the lawful money field, and you hold your own assets in your hand, how can they come after you and arrest you for that? Because you have it in your hands. Whereas when you're playing in their birth certificate, which is never yours, don't make that mistake. It's not yours. When you're playing with it, there's all kinds of things that opens you up to all kinds of, you know, charges, because you're playing in their sandbox. You're using their instrument, which is never meant for you. I don't care what anybody says. It's never meant for you.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do that, because I've done some things that probably is not, you know, even with the mortgage, sending a letter to the bank, you know, asking, you know, those pertinent questions to ask about the promissory note and everything. But, you know, I've been testing stuff. I don't want to get in trouble. Like, I have a private license plate. I haven't been pulled over, which is good. But then hell's going over all the things of what I haven't done in case they do pull me over. So it's just, I just really need some initial guidance on the things that I've done and how I can make things right, so I won't down the line get in trouble.
Yeah.
So just go to americannational.org, and I can find you. I can like do a consultation. I just did PayPal with Hell. I can do the same with you, or request you, or.
Yeah, just go on there. I'm not exactly sure how it's set up, but go on there and search around. I think there's maybe a consultation tab or something on there, and you should be able to go on there and request one. I don't know. It seems to me like the system is a little bit, maybe a little bit faulty on that. It seems like whatever system they're using, as far as the system, sometimes it doesn't seem like it comes into the team until after the hour that it was requested on. So it's a little strange. So you might want to send them an email and say, you know, can you contact me to schedule a time, because it seems like whatever booking service they're using is a little bit faulty.
Okay, I will, because with Hellraiser, I literally just pay on PayPal, and then he just texts me, I'm going to call at this time. That's how we've done it. So, and I've had him a few times. So, I'll go on the website. I'll go on the website and figure out how to, and then just send an email, the American National website, and send an email saying that I would like a consultation with you, and if somebody can get back to me as soon as possible.
Yeah, somebody will contact you to see what schedule works. They'll probably give you a couple times to choose, and then yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
So, Chris, ask you a question here about discharging of the mortgages, right? What form did you use in order to discharge the actual mortgage?
I don't know that I want to tell you because I don't want you to get in trouble.
Well, just so you know, I'm almost 50 years old. I spent half my life in prison, so I don't worry about that part of the game at all.
Hey, she's private, bro. She's already private.
Hey,
she's on a whole other private level.
Alan.
Yes.
I don't know if this is right, but there's a letter that I used on his website for the discharge of mortgages because my husband has a mortgage.
Yeah.
And I used that letter and I put our information in that letter. It's like a 12-page letter.
Okay.
And I sent it to the CFO of the company, and it basically is just making them answer questions about the loopholes that's in a mortgage deed and a promissory note. Now, Chris, I don't know. That's what I did. And when I talked to Hill about it, he said to file it at the county clerk's office and have them certify, have them send the letter certified mail, right? I just did this. Now I don't, I gave them 10 days to get back to me, but I asked Hale to look at the letter and to see if the letter had everything it needed. And he said the letter was great. So that I just recently did that. So there's a letter on his website. If you look up the foreclosure, whatever, and I just put my husband and my information on that letter. Now,
okay. Whether
or not there's another step, I'm going to hopefully talk to Chris about it, but I literally just sent that letter. I didn't see how I could get in trouble for that. I did the reserve for right, without prejudice, but basically just asking the bankers to answer a question about the mortgage. Like, what the letter's on there, so.
Gotcha.
I don't know what Chris did. I don't know what she did, but this is just me just using basically asking questions. I will pay if you answer these questions, basically.
Right. Gotcha. Did everybody leave or something?
Everybody here.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, ultimately, that letter was like a conditional acceptance letter.
Right.
Right.
So I'll conditionally accept your offer under the condition you answer these few questions. So basically, you're exposing a fraud.
Right.
Get them to either A, admit to it, or submit to your authority by by discharging the situation.
I did exactly what you said, Hel. I did exactly what you said, and I sent the letter off. So I'm just waiting to hear back.
So let me ask you something. Do you need to be a creditor or just a secure party to do that?
No, I mean, it's not a lot of stuff. You don't need to have all that stuff, and
I don't have anything yet.
Nah, because all we doing is that's basic contracting.
That's just asking them questions.
Basic contracting,
right.
Exposing frauds,
Okay, so let's say this here, Hellraiser. Okay, I did my paper like that. It's not secure party credit, but the name is the house is in her name. But because I'm in the household, I'm still going to file a letter to the CFO of the bank.
If that's what your strategy was. It's everything is based on a strategy. If you feel like it's like if you gotta base your situation on the reality. It's like, all right, what are the circumstances? How much time do I have? Are they up on me, or am I up one on them? Meaning like time.
You know,
Right.
most people start dealing with situations where they really don't have a lot of time to deal with the situation. So everything is like circumstantial. You know what I'm saying? So if you have time, you jumping on some stuff right away, you got room to do a lot of different things, you know, comfortably with no problem. But a lot of these things that people come to the table with is something that they got to deal with immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like they're trying to come and do this tomorrow.
Right.
You know, so the best thing we can do up under those, that means there's no room to do processes. You know,
Right.
it's like so all we can do is just shoot something out of there and hopefully get into their hands to back them up a little bit to give us some room.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm definitely look at the letter. I know I've seen it already. Conditional acceptance.
Yeah,
And
it's a great letter online about the housing, and we're not in foreclosure or anything. But you know, we just stopped paying the mortgage because we want to see how they respond to this letter.
No, I'm saying me personally, I'm trying to get an effective process, knock it down. Where I mean, I want to knock the head off. That's what I do.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting around waiting on nobody. Me personally, I ain't got no time to play no games.
Right.
I played in prison all my life. Now
Right.
I'm home. I'm free. Been almost 9 years now. I'm ready.
Right.
Like when you said that on the last conference call, she was like, "Oh well, you know, you don't want to be in court." I've been in court so many times. I've been in court longer than some people been alive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was 11 years old.
Right.
So
yeah,
but knowing
with those situations, like dealing with like you know, the banks, you know, mortgage companies, credit card companies, stuff like that. If you do things correctly by properly serving them notice of conditional acceptance or whatever you want to call it, basically exposing their fraud and having witnesses to that, and you go through if you follow due process with that and you do an intent to sue, for instance, and you dress it up to make it look like a lawsuit, but it's not really a lawsuit, but it's dressed up and look like a lawsuit. You know,
right.
It's real when they get like, whoa, okay. You know what I'm saying? And the person they got it from was from the clerk. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a nice vanilla envelope. You know, it was like, oh. So then within these exhibits of this intent to sue is all the violations and fraudulent activities of the banking industry as a whole, in which they're a part of, or the mortgage industry as a whole, in which they're a party of. You know, they don't want that type of stuff reflected on a record, and they're not going to show up in court in person. And you know, they're not going. So it's never no intention to go to court, but they're not going to show up.
Right.
Right. But they don't put that on the record.
Yeah.
Hey, Hal, that letter you have on the website does look like an intent to sue letter.
It could be.
Yeah, it looks. No, it does look like it. It basically.
I don't know which one you're talking about. I put so much stuff up there. I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be. I mean, but any type of challenges and stuff like that.
Right.
I'm always basing it off something related to that. You know.
Right.
I'm never arguing the facts in the letter either.
Right.
I'm never talking about nothing they talking about. I don't care how much it is, what they talking about.
Right.
Oh, you say this? I'm saying this.
Right.
Do they know about this?
Right.
You gonna tell on me? I'm gonna tell on you.
Yes, right.
Hey, Alan, I learned so much from that letter. You know, I learned so much by just reading that letter over and over again. I think you'll like the letter if you see.
I think I'm gonna tell you something. I think I got everything he put on the website. I'll be on the website all the time, so I'm on there 24/7.
Right.
I can be doing a video shoot, and I say take 20, and when I take 20, I read.
Right.
You know, if I'm in my car, I got my computer read.
Right.
So the conditional. What I want to say here, however, is that Gene Keaton did talk about the conditional acceptance because that's on the private side. Because when you go in the public, you actually contracted with them in the public. So the conditional acceptance is on the private side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When you send it to them.
Mm-hmm.
Because see,
Well,
what's the use of L?
Because you could send it two ways. You could send it to the address to the corporation, or you could send it to the CEO, CFO, president in his private capacity.
Right.
Right.
You know, by specifying that too in the illustration, because a person can be like a lot of attorneys do this, and they'll send you a claim or whatever, or a lawsuit, and you'll see their name like John Quincy Doe, and then right up under the line it'll say John Quincy Doe, uppercase, lowercase, which shows him in his private capacity, but he's operating. He putting the artificial legal entity in front of him to represent him. So it's like we don't want to deal with the person that's the front man. We want to deal with you that's hiding behind him. You know, because
right.
We want to go after that social. We want to go after his social. That guy.
Yeah. So if you want to play around, and act like we don't notice that, we hit him and his legal entity. Hit them all.
Yep. That's the same thing with the police officer. We do the same thing.
Yeah, anybody that put their name on, anybody that's trying to attack me, anybody that's on that attack statement, I'm coming after them. Anybody put their name,
right.
Anybody put their name on it because they addressed you.
Right.
Yeah. Anybody with a badge too. So somebody working for a company or organization, but not only that person, but you know, his birth certificate name, his title, his strong man. We come after him.
We gotta start sending this stuff back. The day you open up that mail, the day you accepted it.
Right.
Right.
So if you don't want it, send it back.
Right.
You got that
message here.
72-hour period to send that back.
Right.
Right. Now, do you agree with the okay? And I'm just saying this because I'm listening to different things. You know, now let me rephrase that. When I say I'm listening to different things, I hear, but certain things make sense, certain things don't make sense. Now, Gene Keating was saying to pay to the order of, like to accept it, but to pay to the order of to the IRS, that the IRS do it, and then pay the IRS, and then they charge back with 10. And when we talked about 1099 OID earlier, like I said, if there's no success in it, playing with it, ain't no need playing with the thing at all. If you're gonna keep hitting brick wall, that's like insanity. Doing the same thing, expecting different results. You know? And I think that most of the stuff that's on the internet for all purposes only anyway.
Yeah, that pays
just to get you thinking.
That pay to the order of concept is the whole A4V stuff that everybody was doing when they would turn their bills into money orders and stuff like that. And
right.
I'm not saying that it is not valid. The problem is they miss the important aspect of that process.
Right.
For one, you didn't gain control over the account.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
You have no lien on it.
Yep. Right.
Then when you went into the, and you wasn't the first in line, first in time. When you set up that service, did you file a lien on it? Did you accept the value? Did you exempt it from levy? Did you have the Uniform Commercial Code Division send them the acknowledgement, let them know that?
Right.
Okay.
Did you also expose the fraud of embezzlement?
Right.
Companies inside the collateral.
Right.
Hell, I understand what you mean when you say first in line. What do you mean first in line, first in time? What's the first in time part?
First in line, the first person to claim.
First person to put a claim on it.
First person
to claim it. First one to grab the bacon.
So, hey, Hell, is it fair to say that when you do UCC 1, you have to go through the whole, like going through the Uniform Commercial Code and then filing the actual thing to the Treasury Department? That's when you can start letting them know to put everybody on it, because I see the land notice and demand.
You say what notice and demand?
The land notice of demand. Hold on. The land notice, it's the legal notice in demand, man. Like this here.
I wonder which one is that.
I mean, I can see the whole thing.
What company is it addressed to?
Addressed to all state, federal, international public officials. This is the contract and maritime jurisdiction. This title is your protection.
Okay, you tying something to it like a secure party process?
Right. So this is part of the secure party process, but this actually it then goes to the traditional. I mean, Treasury Department. It goes to the actual state entity, municipalities, and stuff like that.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. That really don't apply to the basic stuff we're dealing with.
Right. Because I wanted to send you something, but I said, I'm gonna go ahead. I mean, because I be figuring stuff out. If I ain't got to ask a question, I won't ask a question. You know what I mean? If it's clear.
See, all we gotta do is like separate things into organize things based on circumstance, like as far as the processes. Like we have our process for dealing with the mortgage, process dealing with the banking issues, process for this, process for that. Like a estoppel process. That's mainly geared towards loans and stuff like that, especially credit cards. But the thing is, it's a process, so it's like a 4 to 5 step process.
Right.
You gotta respect the calendar days. So within your offer, your counter offer, this challenge the so-called alleged debt that they're trying to get from you. If you get them 30 days and they don't reply within that 30-day period of the new offer contract that you presented. Now you got to know that when that calendar hit the 30-day mark, you need to be sending off round 2. Then applies. If your second contract says 10 days, you got to hit them with the third, and that's how you bring them into default. And then you doing to create the paper trail proof of default, and that's when you can do the invoicing and stuff like that. But those are the typical processes after you contracting this stuff, prematurely or ignorantly, not knowing, going in the wrong way. Meaning you just signed up for it. You use your social. You didn't reserve your rights in the contract. You know what I'm saying? We got to acknowledge these things. How did I contract with these guys?
Right.
Did I do it the right way or the wrong way?
Right.
Because I mean that determines how we need to deal with it in too. Those are big factors. How did you create this account in this agreement? Did you build leverage initially in the contract by how you came in? As soon as you create the contract, did you file a lien? Did you cancel? Did you send the contract back after the 72-hour period? Just like my guy was talking about some the payday loans. You go get the payday loan, and then you cancel the contract within 72 hours and keep the money. I ain't saying do that, but yeah, it's just.
Hell, if you miss the 72 hours, let's say it's 5 days. Does that hurt you? Like, what if you don't
do stuff like that? Yeah.
Huh?
If you're trying to do something like that, the concept of canceling out a loan agreement and keep you gotta follow that 72-hour mark.
Okay.
That's not to say you have to do it, but it's a little bit more.
Right.
Well, here's
so you're entering into a new contract when it's after the 2 hours, right?
Well, no, the contract is now granted. Now it's an official contract. It's a binding contract now. You have 72 hours to get out of it.
Okay. Yeah. I got you.
Well, basically, like you were saying, it's like if I file a brief in court, right? You file, I'm saying, you maybe preliminary, pre-trial conference, you know what I mean, discovery, all kinds of stuff like that. Then actually to trial, pre-trial conferences. It's all about filing briefs. So the process of filing behind like 30 days, I mean, that's an easy regimen because I've been doing it so many years. So it's easy to do that.
Hey, Razor.
Yeah.
I just see the process
Hey, is this like the secure party creditor process like we're talking about here? Because it seems like the American National, the way that I believe the way we're trying to go is we're actually separating ourselves from that strawman name and completely leaving that alone. Okay, and then we open up our own trust with our new American National, our foreign EIN, and operate solely through that. And we're backed by a 21 pieces of silver. And this is how we're going to operate. So I don't see how we're going to continue to try to discharge debt and try to offset that through the UCC and through the secure party creditor while we're actually trying to privatize ourselves completely in the trust. And so this is kind of confusing for me to hear all this talk about like let's discharge this and discharge that. But would you say it's more difficult for just normal people or citizens that are still trying to use the birth certificate to try to offset debt and still try to discharge debt when we're trying to become nationals, which is a part of the nation and is backed by silver, and this is how we're going to operate with the bank and through our trust, solely through the trust, and this is how we're going to move privately. So it's kind of confusing to hear like you guys talk about the secure party creditor way and the processes. But would you think it's easier for us that are nationals that are solely operating privately to take care of basically what we're trying to operate? What you guys are saying is discharging or getting rid of the debt, but you guys are not. You guys don't have nothing bonded. There's nothing backing you. Your guys is saying backing you up. But from my understanding, we're backed by 21 pieces of silver, which is able to take care of our debt or to take care of our through the bank. So does that make sense?
I mean, I'm listening. I hear what you're saying, but it's also a process with everybody else. Everybody's not going to see the same process until everybody reaches that level.
Yeah, I know.
So,
I'm just saying.
Let me say what I'm saying to you. So, in hindsight, we're dealing with people and also being an educator at the same time and also leading men. You have to understand that everybody's understanding of this particular process moves in stages. Because you are at a stage where you want to talk about the American National is good. But some people are at the stage where they want to discharge some debt. Then they'll also ultimately reach that stage.
Yeah.
Hellraiser.
I'm not saying that you can't discharge debt. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but this thing,
the AFPC.
So if nobody go by the no, you still miss what I'm saying to you. Even if you do go through the process of American National, everybody doesn't have your process yet. So therefore, they have to go through their own processes. In order to gain experiences, you have to go through different things.
Right. That's why we're here. That's why we're all here together to try to get on the same page. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, so I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying from what I'm
right. That's your understanding. Right.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Because I let this report credit away too as well. But I'm just saying like through AMPC and through what I was being taught from the past conferences and from what Chris was saying and from what Hellraiser were teaching through AMPC and becoming a private American National, it seems to me like it's a little bit more realistic or more it makes more sense because we are backed by silver. I mean, like you said, we're all learning and we're all teaching each other, or we're all on trying to get this understanding. So
yeah,
you can teach me, and I can probably help as well.
So it's like, yeah, you feel like it's contradicting itself, right?
Kind of, because it's like if there's no such thing as money, why are we still? Yeah, go ahead, Reg.
This is the reason. The thing is that the reality of it is like that's 100% right. The ultimate goal is to get to that particular private realm. You know what I'm saying? Completely private, operating up under the trust and blah 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 blah. But that the reality of it is that you have to develop yourself to get to that point.
Right.
So the reality of it is the concepts of operating completely private are not usable to the people that are not private yet.
Exactly.
So what needs to happen is people have to understand these in between ways to get out of the things they're involved in right now.
Yeah.
To a certain point.
Right.
Where the private side remedies and ways of moving can apply.
Right.
It just simply one don't apply to the next, you know, until it
Exactly.
does. Still the reality. And even if we are still 100% private, that's not gonna remove all these challenges or these agencies challenges.
Right.
And still trying to come from money.
Sure.
So it's still the same. So you learn your practice.
So we're still going to try to operate in commerce.
Yeah, by going through these processes, you'll learn how to defend yourself when they try to come after your private property and come after you and your
Right.
private
I'm not knocking it at all. Not 100%.
Yeah, because
But I see where you're trying to get to.
Yes, like everything you said, I literally just started in May. So just listening to you and what you said, I'm like, wow, you know, someday I'll get there. But I'm like nowhere near where you are right now.
Nowhere. I don't think any of us are, but they probably our Mother Teresa, Chris. She probably the only one. But that's what I'm saying. We're all probably trying to get to that point to where we're having our babies and our children in the jungle. I'm having my next children somewhere where there's no hospital near, where I can have it just straight up in the wilderness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Straight up like that. My children straight off of the map, off of the grid. So I'm really trying to get to that point in life.
You gotta remember too, these things still tie in together at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
The only thing that really
yes, they do.
Is the name we use and how we use it, or the number we use and how we use it.
Right.
At the end of the day. So still, we got to remember, we still are in this imaginary world or artificial world of commerce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because we still, and they still got us by the balls initially, because we still using their money.
Right. Right.
So until we get to that point, we're walking up in stores throwing racks of silver and gold buying stuff. You see what I mean? We can't get our understanding of that. So it still goes back to, I still got some dollars in my pocket.
Yeah.
I got silver in my pocket too. I got dead presidents in my right, and I got silver in my left.
Mm-hmm.
It's a balance.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all about knowing how to use it, when to use it, and understanding what you use it.
Right.
Right.
I can't be doing this and transacting, and they come after me. I be like, what you mean? I'm in a private, man. I'm in a private. You know what I'm saying? That I'll be ignorant.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm in a private, but you still using this public currency.
Right.
Exactly.
So I don't know too many people on this planet, let alone one, that's not using public currency.
Right.
So we still playing the commerce game. We have to understand both sides.
Right.
The only thing is we gotta know how to play it safely, not to get caught in the trap. It's the same deal. If we want to understand the concepts of this, of how to maneuver, watch The Matrix 1, 2, and 3.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we live in Zion. Yeah, we're in the private. Don't we still got to go out there to the public?
That's right.
But we keep our connections.
That's right.
We keep our connections with our brethren and our sisters in the private, so we can get back, to 10-4 back to the base when we get to that payphone to come back out.
Right.
Yeah.
Go out there, we do what we got to do, get what we need, and get out.
Right.
Yeah, that's why it's important to create our own systems and our own government, our own way of living, so we all can be at one, since we are a part of one family. So that's the goal. And that's the goal. The more people, the more souls, the more human souls, bodies we can get on there.
I have a question.
You need competent people too, though.
Competent. Yep.
Can y'all hear me?
So all this stuff. Remember, it's almost like a double head coin. Both of them are identical, right? They look the same. That's why I read these. That's why I read these books that break things down in its lowest form.
Mm-hmm.
Because these are the answers. If you just learn the concepts of it, just like I just said, why dude couldn't get out of jail using the GSAs, thinking he had the answer, but the wrong answer for the wrong side. It's the same form. It's identical. Both sides of the coin is identical.
Exactly.
Except we gotta know which side we playing on and when to play on it.
That's right.
That's it.
That's right.
I can ask a question. Hello, everybody.
Yep.
So is there a way, because I never purchased a home and I don't have a car with payments or anything like that, but I do have my stuff in line. So I was wondering, is it a way to purchase a home with your trust or with your bond or a car or anything like that, or no?
For sure. So
what you do is you have to establish the land trust.
Land trust?
Your answer will be inside the land trust. So all that information is inside the network too.
Okay.
It's so much information I can't even get into it. But ultimately, everything still has the same concept. Everything is in trust.
Right.
Everything is in trust. Now, even if you obtain the property up under, whatever number or name you wanted to, you still transfer it out. Transfer a deed transfer into the trust. Just like we do the same concept when we do our vehicles. We transfer it out of the straw into the trust. So that goes again, we're playing the game, going in one way, but having a strategy. Period. So like back to Neo and Mr. Anderson. Neo might not be equipped to go obtain things by itself. So you might need to send out Mr. Anderson to obtain it, but then you transfer it to Neo so you can protect it.
I got you. Okay. Thank you.
Where can you get that information?
All the stuff pertaining to land trusts in the network. Actually, I put too much information regarding land trusts that anybody that views it will see the value. That was a personal gift from me from a friend that spent retirement money on the highest real estate courses in Atlanta. Spent about $50,000 for everything that's put up in that website
Let me ask you now, with that being said, right, my partner, he's trying to buy a house now, right? And he's trying to use an instrument to set that off when he present me on sale.
Wait, you cut out at the end.
Well, I said my partner, we're about the house. We was going over some things, because we got a little group here. We talk in Pittsburgh area, and he was talking about buying it. He was actually getting a bill of sale from the actual real estate people and from the car people, and actually trying to set that off.
It's all about saying what we know the mortgage is a fraud anyway.
Yeah, we know that, right?
So at the end of the day, once you create that promissory note, when you sign on whatever for that mortgage, that's a promissory note.
Right.
You take that promissory note. I'm speaking hypothetically.
I got you. If
I was to do it, I'm taking a promissory. I'm telling you what I'm doing. I'm taking the promissory note. Anything I get that sign my name, I'm gonna have it. Whether I gotta ask them, can they give me a pen from over there across the room? I take a scan on my phone and get it. Some way I get that copy of that form that I'm signing. So as soon as I leave, I'm going down to the courthouse and I'm putting a declaration of ownership for this real property right there on the record. Then I'm putting a lien on it on the parcel number. And I'm gonna switch the roles of the contract on the 1099A and the C and the 1096 to the Department of Treasury. Take control over that part. Once you take control over that parcel number or parcel number, can't nobody put no liens or control. That's the identification number for that property, that parcel number. So you take control over that number, and then you put the declaration of ownership on the record for the property and the promissory note before they do. That's all.
Right.
first in line, first in time.
Right. I got
concepts. It
right.
goes back to the same simple concept. First in
Exactly.
line, first in time. They're not expecting you to fly down there to the county, to the county recorder's office to do that. They're not expecting you to put a lien on the parcel number and stuff before they do.
Right. Exactly. I like that. Because he was just saying, like, well, I want to go to the Benz dealership. I want to get a presentment. And once you give me a sale, then I'm going to go ahead and put that together. So, okay, well, I don't know the concept. I'm not.
Nah, he talking about, that ain't going to work. He talking about trying to present them with stuff to get the car, like a promissory note.
He go get the car. He said, get the note, right, from like the bill of sale. Take that, send it to the Treasury Department, and then let the Treasury Department, because they got fiduciary over for the 56, have a fiduciary over and then discharge that debt.
But you got
to pick up the car.
You talking about after he buys it?
No, he wants to get a present. Right. He want to go to the dealership, right? Sit down with him, say, listen, I'm a private banker, whatever. I'm an asset manager for trusts. Blah, 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 blah. And here's what I need. I need a bill of sale because I want to get this car's car for the trust, and then take that actual bill of sale that he gives them, shoot that to the Treasury Department for them to discharge that debt.
This the problem I see in that is that
okay,
you can't discharge a debt that's not active yet.
Right.
He doesn't owe a debt because he didn't put no money down to.
Exactly.
So now
right.
I'm going to use that same concept maybe and say, all right, how much you want down, 2,000 or whatever. Okay, now this financial institution says I owe them something. Now I have a debt. Now, yeah, y'all can see you going through the Treasury. Ultimately, yeah, you ain't got the bill of sale means it depends on what you're trying to do. If you're going to deal with the Treasury, you might as well just correct the contract.
Right. Gotcha.
Wait, so so you're saying with what Alan just said, you have to create the debt first and then charge off, even if it's $1,000.
You can't discharge nothing that you don't owe, that they don't
right. Right. So if you put $5,000 down on the car but the whole bill is whatever, $30,000, you put $1,000 and now you have something because you owe them.
All those cars are dead anyway. Those are
right.
That's a deadlock.
Right.
Those cars are all paid for, waiting for a creditor to walk in and pay and get that car.
I got you.
That's a deadlock.
Right. Okay.
They just need somebody to come in there and put that signature on that promissory note that they're providing, and then you can go ahead and try to discharge it out. But hey, Hellraiser, what name are you using? What name are they using when they go in there? Are they using the EIN, their foreign name, their private, or like people are using just their strawman name? So in that, and that's what that's the problem. Do you think that's where the difficulty comes into play?
No, because it's the same game. Because remember, still, no matter what person you come in as, you still are the one producing the credit.
Right. Yeah.
Because the corporation is bankrupt. There is nothing but credit.
Right.
Remember,
that's going back to the straw man name.
Right. So look, we gotta remember this. We just don't understand the back contracting that's going on between the financial institutions and the Treasury. Once we sign, if we go get a car, if we're trying to get a car for $30,000 and put whatever down, okay, now we created the debt. Now we can look towards doing the concept of discharging. Now,
right.
It's hard for me to call it discharging because it's nothing but it's correcting the contract.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Just correcting the contract.
We ain't gotta get into no writing these bonds these dudes be writing up.
Nah.
Yeah, sending it there. That stuff do not be working. Because they keep the contract.
So hell, it's almost better to create the debt and charge it off, then say Alan's friend go in and purchase the car, like the whole thing, right?
Well, the problem is he's not going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
That's some things I can't speak for. Some things I can. That's not going to work.
Yeah.
You're not going to go in there and
yeah, that makes sense.
Like now, you do want to get the bill of sale anyway when you go into the car dealing with a car dealership. You do want to get the bill of sale because you do want to bring in your own bank. You do want to bring in your own bank, so you do need that bill of sale so you can bring your own private bank, and then from there, you'll do with the due process and just eliminate debt or remove your liability from that. But ultimately, what you're doing is you dealing with the treasury. Everybody trying to access the treasury, right?
Right.
The treasury is but the 1099 form.
Yeah. Got to create the debt.
Right. You got to create the debt.
It says Department of Treasury. It says Bureau of Public Debt and Internal Revenue Service. These are the companies that work for us. These are the companies that these other agencies and contractors are not sending acknowledgments to and properly filing with. Especially car dealerships, each individual car they supposed to do a filing. They not doing it.
Yeah.
They not doing it because why? Because it makes more sense for them not to report it so they can continue to get your monthly income.
Right.
So
for 36, 48 months.
Hell though, what if Alan's friend had the $30,000? Should he just go in and pay for the car straight up and then get?
If you want to waste money,
huh?
If you want to waste $30,000.
Oh, I see. Okay. But I was saying, if you pay for it right out, can't you get that money back?
Oh, see, that's doing too much because.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sounds like,
hey,
I got $30,000.
If they say all I got to give is $4,499, that's all I'm giving.
Right.
That's all I'm gonna show up with.
I'm not gonna front them no cash to capitalize on 10 times over, and I try to get it back.
Come on,
partner. No, I'm not doing that.
But hell, what if your credit's not good? What if you can't do that?
Well, it's gonna be based on your credit, on how much you got to put down.
Right. Okay.
So if that's required, that's how much I'll put down, and I'll deal with the contract.
Right.
I would basically. Well, I'm saying, hell, Ray, you hear me?
Yeah.
My thing is, it's not going to the individual going in with my trust.
What's she doing? Tripping?
Trust. You follow me? Never buy into my straw man all through the trust. That's it.
You gotta ask yourself this question: What dealership is gonna grant your trust credit if it's not coming in there with credit?
Right. Well, I'm gonna go and do the same thing you said. Go down and put the payment down.
Yeah, and then you'll be securing a line of credit for that trust
through your trust
transaction. Then because you're putting the money down,
right?
You know, but this is the thing. Until we build our trust person up with his own individual lines of credit, he can't operate on his own.
Right.
He needs He needs a co-signer. Who's the co-signer? The straw man.
Bro, I'm doing that right now with a vehicle. I'm doing that right now with a vehicle on my mom's name. It all go back to addressing the contract and administrative procedure. Now, what the fella, I think Alan was talking about, when they going in there with the promissory note, that bank still has a choice to do business with you, point blank, period. So they can stop that right there. But you address the ownership of title when you're doing your administrative procedure, meaning after you create the debt, after 3 months, by law, it becomes a debt. That's when you can attack the contract. So you have to create that debt first. But it's still going to go back to administrative procedure because you're going to have to send them a letter to validate the contract after that 4 months. And then the negotiations will start. Now, what they did with us is They let my mom's go ahead and trade her car out. They paid that off. And then my daddy, they end up doing him a deal. They do this without saying it, but they end up giving him he had a 2015, they gave him a 2018 with the same payments, and gave him double his MSRP and all this other stuff. So they got out of that contract, but I was about to go full throttle. You got to put in the case. You got to get a docket number, and you got to show them you serious. That's when it get real. The negotiations start. You're going to have to go to court. I've been in court the last, 6 months doing my house and doing these cars. So I know how they operate.
You gotta go to court. What you got to go to court for?
I just got out. See, what I did is, I started suing my house for the contract. I didn't come in with the paper money theory, because that's what they call it when you go in saying that there's no lawful money. They call it the paper money theory, and they got cases to counter that. And so, you got to move through the 3 branches. I got to the second branch because I understood the first branch. That's them selling it to the trustee. I had to fight the unlawful detainer. I've been doing this since last October. Had to fight the unlawful detainer. I start putting in interrogatories, discovery, just shooting a bunch of paper arrows at them, making them spend money. They start complaining to the courts, saying I'm harassing them when it wasn't harassment, and then I had to find which branches of the state they was using, because these states are going through charters now. So they're using private contracts, making them get under like an immunity clause under a private contract. They done got real sneaky. They going under private charters. So you got to know which department to contact, because they'll tell you one department is only a creature of statute. And when it's a creature of statute, you already know what that is. So I had to talk in court, stand on your square, object to everything, looked at the judge right in his eyes, gave him the law. I know my federal law, and I knew I went in as a straw man. I didn't go in on the private side. I started my case on the public side, so I had to follow their procedures. But if I would have started on the private, I could have ended the case earlier with what I know now, because they do not mess with federal laws, period.
This is when we find ourselves in those combative battles between, it's something that we got to right. It's like anytime you got to really think about that when you talking to yourself. Like, why am I even arguing the facts of the matter?
Yeah.
Like, it's like the law means nothing because I don't care about what they're talking about.
Exactly.
Why am I even here? Especially
you got to go to you got to get to the right court. That's all. That's the only thing. They put that first one in front of you for some. I'm just saying, if you come in on the public side. Remember, I went in on the public side. I didn't understand the public and the private when I started.
This the thing. It's like we was talking about the double hit coin.
Yeah.
All right, we got to come into the right court. All right, okay. Well, the problem is we walk under the wrong court. So walk back out and walk back in up on top of the court, on the right court. Right. Well, it's the same building. It's the same building.
Right.
No, literally.
I feel you.
It's the same building.
Just with a bunch of departments. That's it.
The contract deal with the 3 months thing, that's a fact. But the right to contract is limitless, and you have the right to correct the contract as the true creditor immediately. Which means as soon as I interact, I'm going straight home and doing my thing.
Yeah.
So by the time that in their world, they have to follow those rules because they're the contractors. They're the public corporate fiction. By the time they get around to be able to make a move, it's already done.
Yeah.
All they can do is send me a sweet letter saying, you know what, sir, Blasey, we wish we wish you the best. We like our best for our clients and our customers. But if you're willing to pay us back the 6 months you owe us, then we'll forgive the debt. I know you're gonna forgive it because I owe you.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. But that's when you started it out. I was fighting stuff that, been in 9 years, 5, 6 years. But you're absolutely right. When you first start out, you got that right to rescission, and you can keep the product, period. If they don't know the law, that's just contract law. Point blank, period.
at the end of the day, we run them every time up under covenant, equity, and trust.
Yeah, that's all they operate under.
Covenant, equity, and trust. And shit, and the situation will. I'm talking about a car situation. I had the car for 2 years.
Right.
And I shut it down out of court. So it don't matter if we do the right things. Thing is, if we doing the right things administratively outside of court, they don't want to see you in court.
Yeah.
Because they don't want.
Because they don't want to step up.
They don't want that stuff presented in court.
Right.
Because guess what?
Exactly.
Hell no, they don't want that on public record.
What else is in court? Witnesses.
Yeah.
Witnesses and public record.
And the record. Because you got to get
exactly.
that record. That's the only reason I went in there, because you got to
get
it so you can go to appeals. That's when it get powerful.
My personal opinion, no advice. My personal opinion, no advice. In a car situation, and anything else, my personal opinion.
Okay, give me here.
You go back and you probably file a 1099A, a 1099C, and a 1096 with the Treasury. The contract is done. What? All they can do is recontract.
Wait a minute.
Those are the letters you're gonna be getting back.
Right.
Contract. That's why it's gonna feel like it's gonna be peace offers. They're gonna be using words you never even. It's gonna feel like a person talking to you, not a corporation.
It's real talk. That's how it go.
Hey, you really care about me?
Yeah.
It's gonna say this communication is not an attempt to collect a debt. It's not no more, because last month
it was. Hey, bro, it was like when we walked in the dealership, bro, it was like everybody was waving at my father, like, hey, hello, Mr. Brown. Hey, Mr. Brown. Hey, Mr. Brown. Hey, everybody, bro. I'm like, yeah, they know what's up.
Hey, hell. Hey, give me them give me that succession, that sequence again.
1099A, 1099C.
Okay, and what else?
1096. But you got to read publication 1212 so you can really understand those forms.
I read them already.
Okay, but
they really don't teach you how to use them.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, but Jay Keaton, he real tight on breaking them down. He's getting a little old, but his old lectures is he teach you how to break them down, because one is the acquisition, one is the cancellation of it. That 1096 is identifier, and also you can do the 8281.
Yeah, I heard. I just listened to him on that.
Yeah, that was for the 1099 OIDs.
OID, yeah.
Yeah, but
the thing is like without thinking rocket science on it, the 1099A and the 1099C, the only purpose of doing these forms, the only reason why us as the men, flesh and blood men and women are filling out these forms, the way we do it is we're just notifying the Internal Revenue Service and Department of Treasury of this transaction, letting them know who's the secure party, or they call the lender, and who's the borrower. If we believe all the stuff that we've been learning up to this point, that we're the creditors, right? And
that's right.
The money by way. If we truly believe on that, yeah, we'll understand these forms is right here for us, and they're in red. Reflection of the blood.
Isn't the 8281? Doesn't that distinguish you from the issuer versus the debtor?
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
I haven't dealt with those because I don't deal with 1099 OIDs.
Oh, okay.
No, and I see where you're going with that, because I understand as far as the lender is concerned, because in the courses that they're actually using your social security number when they contract with you to use your money as a credit, and then they come right back to you actually for more money as well. So I understand that concept.
That's how you actually tell on the company is using that IRS, because it's all accounting.
Real quick.
Yes.
Just in case it hasn't been explained on how they already get their money based on the signature. It's not because they magically get the money once we sign just automatically. It's the banking that they're doing with that particular promissory note, and what the actual promissory note is. It's you promised to pay.
Right.
So now, because you promised to pay, that becomes in order for you to pay, you do whatever you got to do. you give whatever type of energy, whether it's work, whatever, to get that money to come back every month to pay them. So
Right.
Now that bond becomes a performance bond.
Gotcha.
So anything that requires payment and a performance to pay, guess what you could do now? You can have bidders to bid on that bond. So now we have bid bonds. So that promissory note is on a particular market, and they know the lifespan of it is either going to be 24 months, 36, with the and it's going to gain a certain amount of interest over this time if the person pays late. You see what I mean? And it's like a guaranteed value of it as well.
Right.
So while you created that bond, that performance bond with them, they can also insure that bond.
Right.
Through another agency. That's how they got paid. That's how they getting paid. And getting paid double by you coming in and giving them cash.
Right. So when it's 1099, I'm sorry.
But in order for them to do that, they wouldn't be able to capitalize off this the way they're doing if they're closing out the deal like they're supposed to directly with the Department of Treasury.
Right.
They leaving the account open and live until you get done paying them the remaining balance by cash.
Right.
Get right out.
Got you.
They don't want to. That's why I'm waiting to the day where I see a company file the 1099-A. How come these companies aren't filing acquisition of abandoned property?
Right.
Because in order to do that, it has to be a company with a 1096, which was actually the affidavit form.
Yeah.
So that means it's true. Up under penalty and perjury. So is it because they can never actually say that they're the creditors or the lenders to the IRS? I'm sorry, the Internal Revenue Service or Department of Treasury?
They can't say they're lender. They can't say it.
They can't say that, which makes sense. You will never find these 1099-A's filed by them. Only the true creditors can.
Exactly.
Now, what they can do, what we will find, is 1099-C's.
Right.
Why?
Yeah.
Because you ain't gonna pay them that extra money. They made what they gonna make. What they gonna make? They gonna sell the debt, do whatever. They make money in many ways with these debt. With debt, see a debt in the banking system for bankers, it's money right there.
That's
right.
It's money.
Yeah.
So now what they can do, depending on, if they was able to, how far they was able to liquidate, they probably got all the juice out the box. They said, all right, we can go ahead and close this out. And all they can do is close it out.
Right.
And that's when they do the 1099-A's, cancellation of debt.
Right.
And once you do the 1099-A cancellation of debt, it says on its form, it says check if the borrower was personally liable for the repayments of his debt. So they'll check either yay or nay. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But they can only do the 1099-A's because they can't up on the penalty and perjury say that they was the actual creditors or the lenders.
Exactly. The lenders, exactly. True lenders.
And they can't correct yours too. Once you put it in, they can't correct it. Because
once you put that in and you check that box correct
yeah,
it's done.
Yeah. They can't do nothing about it.
It's a wrap then.
So once you deal with the contracting part directly with the Treasury, the Bureau of Public Debt, which handles all this, they against the wall, and they damn sure don't want to go in court.
Hell no.
All they can do is send you an offer in the mail, which they shouldn't be able to directly send you a notice in the mail anyway to your house.
Right.
Because we deal in third parties, right? So
that's right.
Like, all they can do is send you a pretty little letter in the mail, hoping you agree to a new offer. And we're
not at all.
Up on the presumption that it's the same contract.
Right.
It's dealing with the same thing, but it's a whole nother offer.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? That's the whole game. And don't let us go on the back end and correct the contract with the Uniform Commercial Code division as well.
Oh man,
when we doing our filings, what they say, who's the creditor, who's the debtor.
Right. So
what? I'm the creditor. You and this is when we probably should be in our proper capacity commercially.
Right.
Because the purpose of the UCC1 filing is, if nothing else, is to get that certified. That's why I say do it through Washington State.
Right.
That certified letter back that separates the creditor and the debtor, meaning two different entities.
Exactly.
If we don't have that right now, if anything, if somebody tries to challenge us, it's right there. It's already certified.
Right.
I already created separation between the two.
Right.
You see what I mean? So now you have the right to do creditor moves.
Right. I got you.
And do these creditor bookkeeping. That's all it is. Creditor bookkeeping and accounting.
Right.
So when we do this UCC filing, listing ourselves as in our private capacity as the creditor to this particular transaction, and whether it's Bank of America that was involved, that actually was the lender through the dealership, Bob Watson. I'm listing all of them as debtors. Debtor. And make sure y'all don't send me no acknowledgement. I don't care. I already acknowledge who I am.
Right.
Send them the acknowledgement.
Right.
In the collateral, on top of you accepting that property for value, placing a lien on it that's backed by whether it's your silver. Now be careful with this part. You're gonna use the silver bond if you got one, the UCC one, personal opinion. I wouldn't. That's mixing private and public. That's a private bond.
Got you.
That's when we need to do the non-UCC. If you went in and got that card with a social security number, that's public. So now if you want to do whatever, do the traditional filings as far as accepting value literature and stuff like that, but you do that on the public side. You know what I'm saying? But now once you take that property and you say you transfer that vehicle into the trust, you do another filing.
Oh man, what is that?
Yeah, you do. Once you transfer the property out of the public into the private, that's when you go back into the non-UCC.
Got you.
Another filing, putting the non-UCC superior claim on that and backing it by the bond. And
right.
You don't have to worry about nobody on the planet.
Okay, so check this out. Now, by just having the UCC one filing, which I did in Washington, having that allows me to discharge that with the 1099A and the 1099C.
This is the thing. You could do it. You could do it with it or without it.
I got you.
What I'm saying is, you would have physical evidence of your authority to operate and such.
Gotcha. Right.
You know, so
I got you.
So that's what all your security agreements, all that stuff. It just giving reflecting for the record and to the public, like, yo, I'm in my proper capacity to conduct my own business.
Right.
You know, and I created separation. I let y'all know I'm not. No, a debtor should. I would think shouldn't be doing this or shouldn't be. But people do stuff. Yeah. But people also do be getting knocks at the door too. So I don't.
Yeah, exactly. So that goes back to my original question about my wife being in the first on the property and everything, and me not being, and then going in because I am the head of the household and we are in IRS is married. I go ahead and discharge the debt. That's all I want to do.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep.
That's what I'm saying, like, because my name is not on nothing.
Whatever your wife obtains, you bring it up under you.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, yep.
Because the cars, the house, it's all. So I'm saying, listen, I'm ready to knock this out and just send it out there and get it done with. What is that noise?
Yeah, so it's I mean this is like I say, this is my personal opinion, y'all. I don't know nothing, but all I know is certain things that just is at this point is just very simple. It's like it's there. It's like it's when I discover the basics of something and it works.
Right.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like all this extra stuff, it's to me, it's too risky because it can easily bring you back into contract.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know.
And that's what you're saying. One false step can bring you back in dishonor by contracting with the people again. And I understand that. I'm saying it's like for me by just doing law, period. You follow me? Like understanding the laws, dealing with the federal law, because I was in the federal system. So fighting different cases and stuff like that, fighting also, jurisdiction, as well as dealing with what is that noise? And dealing with is that some? Oh, Lord have mercy.
Hold up.
Somebody blending.
Yes, Lord have mercy. That was killing me.
We got okay. So all right. So okay. I think this is the thing. I know. A lot of us out here doing our own things and stuff like that, and we are getting results.
Right.
But I think listening to certain experiences and stories, it's like some of us are fighting too hard.
Right, gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? To get certain results, or fighting too long.
Right.
Once these contracts are in place, they better back the fuck up.
Right.
They're not gonna have a problem with you. They're gonna have a problem with their fathers.
Right. Got you.
You know, because like you at the end of the day, it's commercial contracts. At the end of the day, our best friends are the Department of Treasury, the Uniform Commercial Code Division, and the county clerk.
Hey, now, speaking on the county clerk, on that one video you had, when you said file the actual UCC one, what forms are you taking to the county clerk, the record, the deed office to get thing? Because I know you didn't take it in the whole package. I know it's security agreement. So which one do I need to take down to the record of deeds?
The basics of it, and of course you can add on as much as you want or whatever. But
no doubt,
the basis of it is that security agreement.
Yes, sir.
That trademark notice, copyright notice.
Okay.
Indemnity agreement.
Okay.
Your power of attorney.
And power of attorney. Now, what I have is I don't have a trademark. I just have copyright. I mean, it's the same thing. I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's some that have like it's a trademark / copyright. It's no big deal as long as you got one of
them. All right, because what I'm saying, I'm gonna take all 4 of these down to because I have it in my packet that I have that I'm about to file. But I want to make sure I take it down to this county court record of deeds so everything's on record now.
Yeah, definitely.
But I understand the concept, what you're saying, though, about the 1090. I understand that concept. Trust me, I'm going to see one thing about me. I'm Geronimo for real. I don't give a fuck. Let's have it. You know what I'm saying? See, no, because I'm going to tell you why. Because a lot of people be confused in the process. They be scared. You know what I'm saying to you? And I tell everybody, if you're scared money, it's an old street hustle adage. Scared money don't make no money. You feel me? Nah, if you scared to jump out there, then what the fuck are you doing in this whole goddamn process? You see what I'm saying?
Well,
see, I don't get.
We've been filling out the paperwork wrong.
Right.
And doing it and filling out doing the paperwork for the wrong reasons.
Right.
Like I've been seeing processes out there, especially dealing with the 1099s. Examples and stuff. It's like the process would be literally backwards. I've been seeing people put themselves down as the borrower. Why would you?
Retards.
Right.
They don't understand.
That's the craziest stuff in the world, man.
Now,
that's crazy.
I tell you though, when you said about the court hearing, about how to go in there, you know what I mean? I'm here as the representative holding due course. I'm just a representative of the and then when I delegate you, the trustee, and to dismiss this case. Some people be like, man, I don't believe we're going to court. Well, I'm gonna be real with you, man. I'm 49 years old. I've been in court I've been in court since I was 11 years old. I kind of be like, if I go to court and with the right ammunition, it's over. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
Look, some things you got to see to believe.
Yeah, no doubt.
But I pay attention to people, especially people that do have a different aspect of understanding of something. And it's like 1 + 1 = 2. It's like right now I'm moving further and further away from paperwork.
Right.
Like my stuff is done. You know what I'm saying? It's like
of course.
Now I'm knowing how to talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the paperwork is cool, but it's like experiencing firsthand crippling the courts by just the words that come out my mouth.
Right.
Exactly.
You know
way more powerful.
It's like, all right, now that means I got to use my same advice. I've been working too hard.
Right.
I've been thinking too hard.
Bro, that's how when we first started that, man. I feel you, man. Remember when we was talking about that? You was like, man, you gotta. When it all boils down to, you got to stand on your square. The paperwork is only for people that can't articulate it with their mouth. But when you stand and look in these people in their eyes and you're speaking with language that they understand, it's a whole nother ballgame. They don't look at you like you a nigga. They don't look at you like you poor. Wow. They actually get scared when you know the law. Real talk. That's real talk. If you know their procedure better than them, they get scared because they don't know. They only do what they told. Period. They just don't know.
They
So I
actually
don't
don't
count
know.
it. Yeah, they don't know.
They do know when they hit certain things like, oh.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, they know because we have Title 28, right, on USC, and in there it talks about that because I was in jail for bank robbery, so I was trying to fight jurisdiction. You feel me?
Yeah.
And then 28 USC it talks about how that if the state does not concede the land to the federal government, there's no federal crime done on that land because it's not federal.
Yeah.
But because you're not in the proper status, we fought that. I mean, we have like law sessions, everybody's in there fighting, but nobody's getting any remedy because why we're not in the correct status.
Exactly.
You follow me? But it does say that in the books, though. It's clear.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't have we have nothing because we're not in the first lien position. The state or the federal government is in the first lien position of our bodies.
Exactly. And then you know how they hit you? Once they go outside that federal, they hit you with that international. Because remember, each state is its own territory. So
right.
Now you got to deal with that. That's how they keep you. It's just rabbit holes, but how you thwart all that, like he said, once you know who to call, like I start calling administrative hearing boards. That's the people who regulate the courts. I start calling people bosses because they was about to take my house. So I had to, remember when we first talked last year, I just jumped off in it. I'm like, I done read all this law. Now it's time to see it firsthand. And I wanted to see it firsthand. And when you start talking to people bosses and you talking the right stuff, especially federal procedures, and you start talking about perjury and up to fines and you could be put in jail, they start doing their job.
It's all about the right sauce. It's like, because then when we first come across, it's a lot of information. I had a tendency when I first got the ball rolling and stuff. I'm a flood on the stuff.
Yeah.
It's about this thick. The thing is, though, when you do that, that still shows you're not competent.
Right.
Because it doesn't take that much to get your point across.
Exactly.
Got you.
So, one page.
I'll say one page. That's all they can get you back is one page.
Right. Yeah. Well, Chris said when she said about that black card, she's like, listen, they make you go to it. Once you get that, they make you shut up after that. Because I remember you was telling me one day that you said last seminar, I was like, listen, I'm gonna get away from these YouTube videos soon. Yeah. And the higher you get, the more you get pulled away from the outside. Like a couple of people I know that was into this. They live in LA now, big mansions. I said they didn't pull them in and told them you gotta get off the airwaves.
Yeah.
Like I remember I listened to Yusuf L was talking one time on this one thing, and he was like he never talked about the banker. I said well, you must got a fucked up comprehension because he talked about the banker situation the whole time, but he never talked about it. He danced around it.
Yeah.
See, it's not what you say; it's how you say it.
Exactly.
Right. You feel? You see, because everybody in this process, what I'm learning more and more about this process is, like, even when Hellraiser talk, there's certain things he's not going to say. I understand that. Right. There's certain things, people won't say certain things because it's not for the public to understand. That's why I understand private and public now. You know what I mean? Because I want to be all the way private. I don't give a damn about the public. And I'm going to tell you right now, you ain't got to worry about my black ass. I'm done with it.
Yeah.
I'm be real with you. I'm saying, listen, man, I done did too much time in prison. I ain't got time to be fighting back and forth. I'm trying to get some bread and fall back and get out the way.
Right.
You know what I mean? I ain't trying to be a part of the problem. I'm trying to be a part of my own solution.
Right.
I want to make a suggestion. I think I've been saying this again. Anytime y'all hear me repeat some stuff, something trying to get y'all to see.
Right. I agree.
That's what because it's a lot of I'm never gonna stop studying and learning.
No doubt.
But we got to get this stuff that we dealing with every day up under wraps.
Yes.
We got to get this under wraps to give ourselves breathing room to receive more understanding, information, and stuff like that. So what I'm saying is that all this shit is some bullshit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
As far as how the information is presented.
Right.
And the people that have the information are doing their best to teach it.
Right.
A lot of them and a lot of us are limited to our understanding. You see what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, but I'm seeing that the more and more I take things back on the essence of our being,
right?
The more I'm receiving the downloads, and the more simplified the stuff is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If we go back up under after we know the base of this UCC stuff and all this other stuff, honestly speaking, I feel like we should be not paying attention to nothing else but equity, trust, covenant, and just the spirituality aspect of things.
I agree. I agree with that. Right.
Because that's really how they controlling us.
Right.
How to control the system or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like you start doing some stuff and realizing like you're not having certain problems no more. You living your life. What changed? Have you been doing? I don't know. This shit don't happen or whatever. It's whatever. Right? It's whatever. I'm not worried about it.
Right.
You give it energy. You give it energy. Stop giving it energy. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the goal right there, is to get to that status where you can move in that capacity and keep moving. Because I'm gonna tell you, I don't want, like I tell the guy, I really don't care fuck about all the stuff these dudes talk. Give me the right way to do this shit so I can execute it. Because I ain't no fool, and I'm a repetitious type of dude. So let me get what I need to get down and keep moving. I don't want to be caught up in all this damn. This, like the guy was telling me, you need to be a Moor to do this. Hey man, I'm not a damn Moor. You gotta be there, and I'm not saying it in a bad way, because I'm not saying that. But I'm not a Moor, so I don't want to take on your identity and start representing something that I'm not. Right. I'm a Muslim, but I'm not a Moor.
Yeah.
You understand? I don't want to be caught up in nothing that's, you know, like off the course. I don't want the friction. I just want the necessary understanding of this particular process and get out the way. Because I don't give a damn after that.
The best, the most, it's like we get caught into our own matrix sometimes that we create.
Right.
This is like I actually posted this book on Facebook or whatever, and of course, like I always got an ignorant person.
Of course,
it's like they say that book was written by an Oriental. Ha ha ha! I'm like,
what?
It's like, it's so funny. Like you really think like you? It's like you reading the Oriental written book. Like I am.
Yeah.
I am. You know,
no matter where the information come from.
See, people are colorblind.
Right. Yeah. That's true.
So some of the best metaphysical teachers, Bob Proctor, Stuart Wow, Tom Shepard, those are Caucasians.
Right.
I get all my teachers, all my personal advisors or mentors. I don't even care what color they are.
That's right.
But me identifying they do have a different shade of color, I know it's something that they might know that we don't know.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm all ears.
No doubt.
So
no doubt.
Like people respond to stuff like that. It really kills me.
Well,
I instantly when somebody give me a response like that, I no judgment, but it's in the pudding. Like that's the type of person that's not made for this.
Exactly.
You already just spoken. I don't even need to meet you ever in life.
Yeah, you cancel yourself out. I feel you.
I'll jump.
Like you, like I'm saying, like I know you're younger than me. You feel what I'm saying to you? But I understand that there's a knowledge that you have that I need. You feel me? So in order to be an effective teacher, you have to be an effective follower. And people don't understand that. Like I'm gonna tell you, I was in the state system before I went to the feds. A neo-Nazi gave me a book one time. Because let me talk, I said, man, me and you don't talk about nothing, man. He said, hey, read this book. So I said, man, I want to read the book. I read the book. I came home. I was on for 60 days, got shot up, went to the feds for 12 years. Everything in that damn book that white boy had in that book was true. I seen it from my own eyes. Yeah. So it don't matter where the information came from, because he was a neo-Nazi, it still was true. I seen it.
Yeah.
I thought it was some bullshit, but when I went to the federal system, I was like, damn, this shit is really real. I mean, from the government, you know how they do different things in the government, you know what I mean, different things. I seen it from my eyes. And I was in the law library all the time, I even seen more of it. You know, so I understand what you're saying. Like, I'm with you on that too, man. If you just saying, I don't fuck with hell, like me and my man go back, a couple dudes, what hell is, I don't give a damn what you think about. I like the dude because he talking the right way. And he from the streets, like, you know, this is like the way I need to hear things. I don't want to hear all this. So, sir, man, fuck out of here, man. Keep moving, man. Talk life.
Yeah.
Let me hear something.
Talk regular, man. Like talk regular.
Layman turn. Yeah,
exactly. All that bougie wild bullshit. Take that shit over Dubai somewhere and do what you want to do. Like I'm saying, I want to have to process so down where I travel and move all the time.
you know what? I just feel that there's limitation in that. I believe in now. Of course, I'm not. You know, I'm a respectful person, so I'm not going to be. I'm not going to go to a certain atmosphere to somebody else's function,
right?
Stuff like that, and just be all, you know, curse words, and stuff.
Right.
But if you're in my house, you're like. Hey, you gonna get these cheese and grits how I serve them.
Exactly.
You're gonna come in here telling me what to say, how to say it, stuff like that. We had a couple people come up in the crib talking crazy. You see, they ain't here no more. Like,
yeah.
Hey, and then they'll come back and think I'm finna deal with them on the back end.
Yeah.
Like, let me replay the video. Did you see?
Yeah. Well, you know, some people talk like that. I like it raw though. You know what I mean, I don't like all that prop. I'm not saying I don't like it properly because I'm a very educated individual.
I respect. But if you're trying, I can tell somebody's trying too much to be proper.
Right. Yeah.
That means the bulk of your energy is going into how you sound, let alone to honestly expressing yourself.
Which is true.
I respect people. I can feel you. I not no homo, but it's like I can feel you when you talk.
Right.
Not just hear you. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Feel what you're saying.
Right.
Resonate with it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because your words are attached to your experience.
No doubt. No doubt.
I can repeat what a book say all day.
Yeah.
Well,
experience is your best teacher.
It's expressing off their experience.
Right.
Whether it applies to you or not, I still learn from it because if I didn't experience it and you did, I'm still. If JB tell me some stuff, I'm like, I didn't do it that way. But
right.
I'm learning from him because he did it that way.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah.
That's the whole purpose of us gathering like this.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to learn. I need it all, man. I'm saying I'm all state and federal parole. I already told myself when because I studied in jail, but you can't really get the real grasp because I got to ask. I say, yo, send me some stuff from the internet. It takes 2 weeks to get there. I'm reading it. By the time then, that shit had been outdated. About another month and a half is outdated. But now I'm home and I'm a computer wizard. Now I'm on it. You know what I mean? I see people for what they are. And I tell people all the time, this is not for everybody. That's what I do know. From reading the stuff you've been putting on their site, I realize that people. This ain't for, like I told you dudes get this type of information, get some money. You want to go 20 keys of cocaine from the rip, go straight back in dishonor.
Yeah,
all the way.
Straight back.
Hey, I got a quick question here, Rich, on a business note. I'm about to get my disbursement actually from my case. That's why I say it was a halfway win. Anytime you get money from the courts, but I'm trying to figure out on my package. I did it the way we did it to start off with. I actually did perfect I thought I perfected it. I did my non-UCC. I did my regular UCC. I got all my certificates for Washington, 2 authenticated birth certificates. I even went and changed my original SS5 that my mama, I even went down to the Social Security office, took my birth certificate. I did a DBA, all that, and changed my SS5. I was wondering, is that enough of a perfected package, or do you think I should go through AMPC? Because I also got a 98 number. I did it the right way. I didn't put it in my Social Security numbers, registered in Jamaica, all that. But I want to know, should I just go ahead and go through AMPC for everything? Because I also got my trust. I did everything.
Dang.
Trust,
that's amazing.
Everything myself.
That's amazing.
Just reading, but I wanted to know, would you, with your opinion, should I just go through AMPC? Because I'd rather just pay the money and then, because I know they got the right connections as far as contracting with the right people, and I know that's what it boils down to.
Well, now AMPC's philosophy is not to contract with nobody, but
well, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What I'm saying. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, I would say consider because it's a lot of elements. It's some important elements of that perfected title that you didn't do.
Yeah.
And that just related to that birth certificate.
I got you.
So I would say that. Now, as far as your trust, I don't know. I mean, you talked about the trust. I'm pretty sure you established it, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The number. You got the trust documents.
I got all that affidavit of trust. I got the dentures. I got the whole nine.
I would say the perfected title, because it's shit that's just missing out of that just.
Well, I'll do that for sure. Because I want that badge.
As long
I think it's a game.
as long as you did the establish that trust number correct, your paperwork, your trust doctrine is your doctrine. So that's what I want people to understand. You can have somebody do it for you, but at the end of the day, that's your trust.
It's a contract.
It can't.
That's
So
your contract.
wrong. That's what I'm saying. As long as you have certain fundamentals, stuff like that, and certain documents that the bank needs to see, the minutes and all the certification of trust and all that. Everything else is all solely what you want it to be. You know.
Hey, you know where it was the only thing is stopping me now, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Is they won't let me use my IDP for authentication on being a trustee. Because, I wasn't trying to give my social security number or nothing. I'm just a trustee over this trust. It's not mine. I'm just the asset. I manage the assets, but they want to identify the trustee. So I think I am going to have to go down there and reserve my rights again on my license because I let it get suspended. So just to use that as, when I got to operate in the public. But I'm not going to show that if I ever got to deal with the man. What you think?
Either or we can do now. It's banks out there that will accept the.
I know, yeah.
But if not, remember another alternative is that you can always appoint somebody to be your trustee to open up the bank account for you.
See, I do. I got two extra signatories, and I was trying to figure that out. I'm like, should I let them go in and do it? But I know they're gonna still have to have an ID if they make you a signature.
That's fine. You instruct them on how to reserve their rights within that.
I tell them all. Yeah, I got you.
Do is you go back in there. You take the account completely over.
Yeah, I got you. Let them.
Okay,
I got you.
So let me ask you a question. I got my trust up now, right? Right now, while you're talking, and I got my certificate of trustee, the whole 9 yards, the abstract of trust and certificate of trustee. Now, my thing is, when you go in there with that right there, when you get the trust number, because I got to call the IRS for the trust, the EIN number. You mean tell me that you wouldn't use that instead of your social security number?
No, it's the way you setting it up. See, it's not the trust itself, because the trust itself gonna have an EIN number.
Right, I got that.
It's the trustees that's manager over the trust. They want to be my
your social security number. Oh, your ID.
Not my social security number. That's why I'm not really tripping. They just wanted my driver's license.
Oh, you don't have an ID. Oh, you thought you suspended.
Yeah, it was suspended on purpose.
Oh, I got you.
I let it get suspended. So I've been operating with the IDP. I done used it everywhere. I ain't had no problem. But I've been noticing once you get to, as far as banking system, they always have the choice if they want to do business with you or not. Point blank.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's just the fact I want to stay at this particular. I want to do it at this particular bank because it's closer, and I already developed a little rapport with them.
Right.
As far as, talking to them. So I think I'm gonna just get the ID, reserve my rights on it like I always do, because I'm more versed in contract now, so I can articulate it with words versus me like, man, what am I supposed to? Because I talk to sheriffs, they know me down at the courthouse now because I done been in there. I go at least 2-3 times a week, motions. So I done been in it, know how they move. And once you know your rights, I'm telling you, once you know your rights, they don't mess with you. Them Supreme Court cases, you go down in that court, talk to Supreme Court cases, they know what that is, regardless.
Mm. Well,
that's awesome.
But I'm gonna do a Hellraiser. I'm gonna do that next week. I'm gonna get on that for sure. I'm gonna do the perfected package and go ahead and just do the whole 9. Cause I got a new vehicle. I just didn't do it in my name, but I know how to do the what's name now. I'm gonna end up switching it over.
And don't forget about Estonia.
What's that?
I know that we ain't got on that yet. Oh,
I know. I ain't talking about it yet.
Yeah, I know what's up because I went and read and looked up. I'm like, I'm liking that jurisdiction also. It's just, man, and it's crazy. It's just contract. It's just whoever you contract.
I'm gonna drop it on y'all because we ain't talked about nothing new in a while.
Okay.
Oh man, I love this shit.
Let me grab my entry key.
Okay, let's do that. I'm here. I ain't going nowhere. I'm right here all day.
Man,
I can do this all night.
Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, perfect.
Roger.
Yes, Roger that. Yo, your shit is you're super loud. Like your shit is crystal clear.
Oh, okay. Should I turn it down?
No, I mean you just crystal clear. That's all.
Okay.
Crystal.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the trust, like my trust now. You know what I'm saying to you right now, looking at it. I mean, it's already done. Now I have a bank account in a savings and loan. So I don't know if it's a private savings loan or not, and I'm trying to see if they have the medallion stamp there as well. You feel me?
What you gonna do the medallion stamp for? That's only to open the treasury account.
Well, I mean, when you took, I'm going to definitely open a treasury account.
Yeah. That's the only reason for the medallion stamp, and also they was trying to use it when they was doing the bond, but you got to have it underwritten. So
right.
So that wasn't working. But now I feel you though that I got mine just conversation rule the nation. I had talked to my mama's bankers and when I first did my treasury account because I also opened up my treasury account. I'm a day trader and a stock trader, so I knew how to go in there and find my stuff in Fidelity and found it, but they done changed all of that now, so you can't find the so-called CAFR account they talk about.
Well, I got the QSIP number right now. You find what I'm saying to you of my account, and
Yeah.
I knew because they was trading. For honestly, my shit is up in the billions because I've been in prison, so my shit was doubling.
Yeah, everybody's up there. You can
And
start
so
with that GMIE,
Yeah, that's what I got. I got that.
But they won't let. It's funny when you start to research that they won't. They don't do that, man.
Yeah, but I downloaded all that stuff from GME the other day.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that? That's hard.
He cheated.
That's hard. Oh, what is that?
It's in a different language, y'all. Y'all gotta bear with me.
Is that the Estonia?
Yeah, that's the key.
That's the Europe stuff, ain't it? That's the one you got to get your little residence and all that, ain't it?
It's the e-residency card. For Estonia, for my access to Europe. So this.
Okay.
So just in case y'all was wondering, whoever seen that video, this is what I was doing when I went to Washington D.C.
Oh. Wow.
I remember we did talk about this.
I had to go to the embassy of Estonia to obtain my credentials.
Okay.
So it's my access point. So this card goes inside here, and I plug it up to my computer. Now I'm actually in Europe as far as digitally, where I can establish bank accounts, corporation. I can hire attorney. I can do whatever I need to do.
Damn.
Everything in commerce I can do right here by plugging it in right there. This is my key.
Wow.
So e-resident is like a grade below actually being actual resident of Europe.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Electronic resident.
So I can't do personal things. Anything involving business, that's what I can do. That's before. So that was my purpose of doing that. Because
that's hard.
So guess what? So we talking about, so we all having hiccups about establishing our foreign trust account, stuff like that, right? You think we're going to have that? You think we're going to have problems in foreign jurisdiction? No.
Not at all. Because you already got the foreign trust.
That's what we want our money here anyway.
No doubt. No doubt.
This is it anyway.
Yeah.
And then it's all transferred into the cryptocurrency. Done.
Yes, sir.
Well,
yes, sir.
I seen the joint you did on the TDA account. There's just a security and exchange where they sell securities and everything. And when I came up with that concept in my head, I kept on saying, if that's true, then you can actually use to buy the securities out of that. Now, the thing is, buying securities from the TDA account, can you use your credits to buy the actual securities?
Nah, Harvey Dent tried that.
And got knocked off.
Yeah, that's what they was doing. It's the same as us collapsing the trust. Everybody wanted. That was the reason to set up the trust was to take those funds and draw them down from that main trust. But then the government now, they hit you with proof that the trust exists.
Right.
Now, in the court of law, if you wasn't savvy, then you're going to stand there and look retarded.
Right.
But it's actually a constructive trust. So as soon as they start talking, the trust is being established. That's the trust indenture. That's the clause to the contract. See, when Hellraiser went in there, he shut all that down because he identified the entity and he identified the real living person. That's just so real, man. And if you can articulate now, is to articulate your words in a manner where everything you say, it puts them in a corner. It's either a deny or admit. And they know they can't admit it in the public because that's perjury. So people got
Of
to
course.
understand that. That's why, you know, people, the first thing attorney going to tell you when you're trying to help your boy is, nah, don't say that. Ain't none of that stuff ever worked. Of course you ain't going to see it. You can't see it because that's the penalty of perjury if one of these officials tell you, yeah, your stuff is right. They can go
Well,
to jail.
well, I do know by the private. That's what I meant by earlier, the private and the public. I know now that why people are in the private and why people are in the public. All them cases, I mean, being in the court all my life, I know people don't want to come in the courtroom and say, yo, this, they don't put that on the record because stenographer is going to put that down. That's public record.
Exactly.
And they don't want so many. Cause I mean, I did lawsuits and everything. They kicked me out of jail in 2010 because they said you fighting you fighting a 2-year parole, like you fighting a life sentence. Get out. They kicked me out.
Yeah.
I was happy. They kicked
They
me
don't
out.
want to spend that money. They don't
Not
want
at
to
all.
spend that money. That's
Not at
all.
all.
You become a tick on them. That's how I was doing my bank. I'm a tick on you. I know how to make you spend money. I ain't doing nothing but putting in some paperwork. So we'll
That's
see
it.
who bow out.
I like that though, Hellraiser. So you got to go to Washington D.C. to do all that.
You need to go to. They got it's an embassy in New York and Washington D.C. I chose D.C.
Well, that's closer to me anyway. So I'm right here in Pennsylvania. So it ain't nothing but like 3 hours away. I mean, I go that way to go home to Philly anyway.
Yeah, I don't know where yet, but eventually I think maybe Germany. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have some type of dual citizenship somewhere.
Well, I need to come up Chi-Town, man, and touch flesh, man. You feel me?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, this here is cool and everything, but I need to travel, man. Cause I mean, you get what you gonna get.
Potential Christmas party. We'll let y'all know though.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I'm saying, doing this here. I mean, it's good to do this here, but a lot of things you can't say, and I understand that. You feel me? That's just the code of law anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, Hellraiser, on that other thing, I didn't mean to cut you off, brother. I'm sorry.
He had the embassy.
On that other thing, if you know what I'm talking about, Hellraiser.
What up?
That remember what we was clicking? Did you ever do anything with that?
On the click tick.
Yeah. You ever do anything with that?
That was some bullshit.
I know. I know, man. I'm like, oh, now you got to do this to get this, and you got to do this to get that. I'm like, man, asking for too much information for me. I was clicking faithfully.
One of the old heads say he cashed out $8,000 from me. I don't know, man.
He probably lying.
I don't know, man. I was hoping. I had the kids clicking and ticking in there.
Man, he probably lying. It was like a pyramid. Whoever got so much referrals, that's how you got that money. So he probably used that to get niggas under. He's scandalous. Had me wasting my time.
Back to square one.
Yeah. It's cool now, man. Hey, that trade shit, boy, I done learned so much stuff with Taz. I'm going down there, matter of fact, in like 2 weeks to meet personally, with the owners and all that, because it's getting real. That's some real knowledge right there.
Yeah, I talked to him for a little bit.
Yeah. But I ain't going nowhere. I'm still here. I've been in there standing in front of these devils.
I just see it. Let's see. I got it. Security agreement, trademark. Hey, Hellraiser. Now I got this other packet that I'm going to put in now. I mean, it has everything in there as far as becoming the whole creditor itself. You feel me? So I'm ready, but I'm definitely got to go down here and get this trademark done stuff down at the because I use my birth certificate, social security number, and my last 3 digits. I mean, it's birth certificate. I mean, my birth date and my last 4 of my socials and my initials on the documents.
Mm-hmm.
I got to have that's the numbers I made up for my document. I mean, is that cool? That's cool as well.
Yeah.
Because you can't forget those numbers anyway, no matter what. I mean,
whatever you come up with, it's whatever you create.
Now, because I filed the UCC-1 in Washington, now, is it advisable to take that number and put it on the security agreement, trademark, the indemnity, the power of attorney, and the copyright? Do I put it on there or just continue to use the same number I made up?
Oh, nah. You got to typically you'll want to do all that, do the county filing first.
Oh, okay. Well, I did it backwards.
So what you gotta do is you go file all the documents, and when they give you the file number,
Yeah,
you're gonna take that back and do a UCC3 to attach it.
like an amendment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so attach that particular number they give me at the county to the actual document, to the UCC.
Yeah, you're gonna say see or refer to and list them all down. Security agreement, copyright,
Right.
blah blah blah, and
Gotcha.
and you add this serial numbers that you gave it plus the file number.
Gotcha.
And the county
Got
information where it's
Gotcha. So serial number and the county number. Got it.
Hellraiser, have you filed a? Did you ever file a UCC 11?
Yeah.
Is that advisable to do before the UCC 1?
Well, UCC 11 is nothing but a lien search.
Yeah, to see what's all on who has liens against you, right?
Yeah, that's just something you can use to show evidence that no agency doesn't have a lien against you, so you use as evidence to clear a certain debt, like credit bureaus and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's quite funny you say that. So when you do a UCC 11 and you see that nobody's actually found an official lien on anything you got, then that would mean that the lien that's on your titles is fraudulent.
Right.
Ew.
Yes. That's awesome.
UCC 11. I'm going to put that down there right now. UCC
Which is why if you have to get your vehicle fixed at a mechanic shop and you don't come pay for it, the mechanic lien is superior to the lien that's on the title.
Oh, okay.
Why they can keep the vehicle or demand that the finance company pay the remaining balance in order to receive the property. If they don't, they can go straight to the Secretary of State and get issued a brand new title with no signatures. Which will make it a strategic move for us to establish corporations around each other to play the front row. Now I ain't gonna say nothing.
cut the throat off, cut us in the middle of the thing.
Informational, educational purposes only.
Oh, yo, that's crazy.
I'm just playing, but I'm not.
I can dig it. Hey, man, I see you coming. I'm definitely about to file UCC 11 to find who got laid on me because I got a couple people that did some shit. I'm like, okay, now I understand the matrix of this shit.
No, you gotta remember, all these corporations and companies all over the place. Typically, we have some that quite a few that play the front ground, meaning that we can actually physically go to a department and and conduct business or deal with disputes and stuff like that. But it's a lot of other ghost corporations that do a lot of the business deals behind the scenes that only operate off telephone numbers and PO boxes.
Right. Wow, that's hard.
So so if someone's saying that they have a lien against you and you have your UCC 11 and you don't see their name on there, they're committing fraud.
That's proven the fraud right there.
Wow.
So, all right. Damn, I just lost my damn question.
Sorry, Alan.
No. Go ahead. It'll come back to me. Damn, it was just on time. Oh yeah. Okay. What I was saying is that the GME, I went on there one day and found all the stuff on there with my name and everything like that. I put my social security number in, and man, I got like 4 or 5 pages of shit. But everybody, I don't know who these people are. They're from all over the world.
They won't let you contact them. No, that's the only bad thing. I researched that in depth. You can't contact them and you can't attach yourself to them, but your QSIP is attached to that company.
But there's got to be a way to get around that. It has to be. There's not, because everything's not set in stone. That's what I do know about law and about this thing here. There's a way around every damn thing. Like a person tells me he's going to build a website for me for $2,500 when I first came home from the penitentiary. I said, "You the damn lie. I wouldn't learn how to do it my damn self." So there's got to be a way around that.
You could only to hack the system. That's a server. A server, if you know about computers, it's just holding information.
Yeah, I'm talking about as far as there's got to be a way to attack that particular aspect of who's trading and who's not trading. That QSIP number.
It's That's what Fidelity was for. But you know, Fidelity then embedded that you don't have an option to look up those different T and E bonds no more. That was
Yeah,
a
I still got a copy of it though. From when I did when they was doing it, because they just changed it about what, a year and a half ago.
yeah. It
Yeah,
wasn't too much long ago. Yeah,
yeah, because
but
I went on there and got all the stuff. Now I have a copy of all the stuff right now.
it's just that was hard to, you know, that was what folks been doing that for 30, 40 years now. Once they closed down their legacy account with the black card, that money was like, that's hard to touch now. So
Right. Well, I know one thing. Donald Trump and them been doing something.
he telling you what he was doing right in
Yeah,
front
he
of your
telling you.
face. He operating through trust.
Ain't no
I was
question.
like, they telling you right there. They done went through his files and told y'all to get a trust, and you ain't liable for nothing.
This man said it right there publicly, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Publicly, bro. I was
And
going
bro,
crazy. Like, Mama, look at that. Do you see what he just said? He
and,
literally telling y'all it wasn't in my name. My daddy made a company in my name, but it wasn't mine.
yeah, and Barack Obama had his whole thing, his whole birth certificate authenticated.
All that.
But I
What?
didn't know what.
Sorrento.
I didn't know that.
Free Larry Hoover.
Huh? What'd you
Don't
say?
start
Kanye West telling you to free Larry Hoover.
Hey, yo, Kanye was up in that motherfucker chilling too, wasn't he? Oh,
Hey,
God.
hey, did you see Jim Brown? Like, man, how you get me up in here? Don't put me on camera. He was sitting back. I didn't know you was gonna do this. You didn't tell me you was gonna do this out in the car.
Hey, man, Kanye be going through it, man. I don't understand it, man. That's my man.
Distraction. That's all.
Hey man, he playing a role. He playing a
Yeah.
role.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's a
man.
business move. I told him. Remember, Adidas just gave him billions. They're about to try to bring that factory to Chicago. That's all money.
He
Yeah.
distracting people with the red hat. Yeah, literally, that's the game. But
Yeah.
everybody that's not colorblind see what he's
Right.
doing.
Exactly.
Business.
It's quite odd that right after he did the Larry Hoover rant, that Jay Prince, one of the most respected men on the streets,
Put that out.
The music industry, just released a book called Respect, the art and science of respect.
Right.
Yeah, I seen that.
One of the first chapters is called Larry Hoover, the phone call conversation he had. Giving niggas the case number, the lawyers involved, let them motherfuckers know the fraudulent way that they got them locked up with no cause.
Mm.
Then they're like a silent call for help. Like, any of you niggas out here doing this contract law shit know how to let's get this nigga out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's real tough.
He called it a memoir. It's called a memoir. Every nigga, us men from the street know we used to get memoirs in the session.
Right.
After he got locked up.
Yeah.
Mm.
The
Which
tell
was
all.
the instructions to control and keep the streets organized. We ain't had no memoirs in years. So if I see the word memoir coming from a man like Jay Prince, I'm like, I'm in attention. Like, wait a minute.
Right.
Like, hold on, is this a session?
Right.
No, seriously. I mean,
right.
It's like we got to think like that, like the message, because Jay Prince is a man that don't come in public.
Not at all.
He don't publicly just be talking and this and that. He's always been all the way behind the scenes.
You're right. That's
so,
real shit.
These are very smart, powerful men. You know what I'm saying? It's like it don't matter what's going on. Let somebody call Jay Prince. And Jay Prince say he gonna say a cool, calm, and collected. Man, y'all cut that out.
Exactly.
A lot of stuff, and all it's gonna cease all the drama.
Yeah, it's just true. That's true. I see. He did it already.
Yeah, he do it all the time.
He do it all the time.
He did it for Drake. Remember, he did it for Drake.
Yeah.
And he tell you, don't let your mouth get you fucked up now.
Because they know the ties behind these men.
Right.
Behind Jay Prince, you got Hoover, you got all these other guys, you got political ties, you got all of this stuff. You know,
man.
It's important to have this all around the board. You know, like I
right.
I'm going back to school now for law.
Right.
Not the way people think, but I'm going.
I know what you're saying. Right.
But exactly. Also have that piece of paper that everybody looking for too. But not the way people think.
Right, gotcha.
Dollars.
Right. I got you.
Everybody in the end circle, y'all gonna know about what I'm talking about. I got a
I
couple.
got you.
I got a couple certificates from my school now. Y'all want to see?
Kid in the candy store.
I'm having my bachelor's next year.
That's
Yeah,
hard.
do it like they do it.
Yeah. I got transcripts and I got all that. What you want to see? What you want to see? Oh, you want to call it verified? Cool.
Oh man,
I'm in Harvard right now for contract law.
that's hard. That's hard.
Oh, they got us to believe that we got to do all this extra shit to get into schools and stuff like that. No,
Right.
Right. It's a direct connect to everything.
Yeah, I mean,
for the right source and the right amount of money, he'll vouch for you and say you attended class every day.
Wow.
And when I go to my lawyers conference Thursday with all these goofball lawyers, I'm gonna be able to shut them down because I know they don't know shit. So I'm right in. So guess what? So now I start getting invited to these parties and stuff that my lawyer friends, which are also probably connected to probably a mayor, a governor,
right?
Also a police chief. The point I'm saying is that don't get so caught up in this private stuff, and we stop knowing how to move in public.
No doubt.
Right.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? We don't supposed to cut our public ties.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I need to be able to make a phone call.
Right.
I'm finna call. Let me. You call him Chief. I call him Ted. Hey Ted, man, I got your little buddy out here pulling me over on some,
right.
Trying to get him.
Right.
I mean, this is my thing. I believe in that stuff, man. Because it's all about who you know too at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Because they will take you out. It's like having an understanding of balance of power. I don't want to be too powerful in one dimension, and it's like, but then I get caught in the public with these public figures, and I don't know how to fight my way out because I have no public ties.
Right.
And I don't have enough private sources around me, the people that's on the same page that have power of attorney if something happens to me. That all these things apply. So once you get yourself scared, somebody got to be right behind you. If I get jammed up, go grab that box, do that, look at that, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? It's already a plan in motion.
Right.
Call this number, that number, this number.
That way they back right up.
I cannot get caught lacking. This is still the streets to me.
No doubt. Right. I feel you on that.
So, nah.
So what about the silver bullet right to the right, as my man will be talking about all the time? The do not detain and all that. I mean, I know that comes through the ANC. So, I mean, that American Nationals. So I just because I just be listening to certain things people be saying, but certain stuff I'd be like, man, that's too far fetched. And then
that silver bullet passport thing.
Yeah.
Nah, man. It might have worked at one point.
Right.
They own that stuff.
Yeah, that's the same.
Now, what I do know is this: passport is a big issue, and we're still working on it. And if anybody wants to see, I think I might have. I don't know if I posted it. I have a declaration. Basically, the objective is when we get our passports, it's a way we can get diplomatic passports through the U.S.
Right.
But we have to go direct to the passport agencies, and it's a certain section. They have a foreign department, which is where we go.
Right.
And we have to go in up under a embassy or consulate. You know what I'm saying? So, which is why we established the embassy and consulate.
Right.
So all this still ties to different stuff that we're working on. You know,
so
we go up under that, and we have to have attached our declaration. So basically, when they run that passport, these documents come up.
Right.
You know, that reflect that particular standard or status.
Gotcha.
But we don't go into the regular passport line. It's two different lines. And it's a shorter line over there on the private side too.
So our foreign country still would be Taiwan that we use on the birth certificate?
Yeah, I stick with Taiwan. I keep it simple.
Okay, that's why I know. Because I go down to the mall and start seeing what's going on with it. Because I'm just documenting stuff that I put it to the side, make sure I got it in the folder.
Read the passport application, and y'all will see on there a section for diplomatic passport. It don't ask you about your consulate information, all that stuff, and it's different types of passport forms. So you got to get it's a different form if you're getting a brand new one. It's a different form if you're renewing. It's a different form if it's been lost.
Right.
I believe it's that one. You'll find a section on there.
See, I got this one here, right in my office right now. This is the joint I got from the post office. Okay. If you can see it, that's one I got.
When we testing the waters on that, I wouldn't actually submit that with the post office. I would go directly to a passport agency.
Got you.
Person, because what happened, what they're processing it right there. Because what happened is while we trying to fine tune this, we don't want to put ourselves in a situation where we're wasting $150.
Got you.
I've heard people not getting their money back by sending it in,
right,
getting denied, and they don't get their money back. So
right, got you. All right. Well, I'm saying I just go to a passport. You said a passport agency itself.
Yeah,
that's not a problem. I'll find one of them out here in Pennsylvania. Because the good thing I like about here in Pennsylvania is that I don't have to keep filing different states. Even though I moved from different countries, different here to there, I'm still on the same court being in Pennsylvania.
Okay. But yeah, hey, I got I don't know how many. I got DJ in town from Detroit, so he headed to the embassy. I'm about to meet him over there.
Okay.
All right, Pepper.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you.
What's up?
All right.
I'll let y'all in a minute.
All right.
Bye.